This is the Hills Footy League Match of the Day.
Yes, good afternoon everyone as we get set for a big Sunday session of Hills Division 1 A-Grade football final action on the core of the Wild. I'm Jeff Pistola as the Dreammaker has made the journey overnight to the Valley of Praise, and we're here at Thomas Foods International Park in Lobethal for the elimination final between Onka Valley and Blackwood. And once again, our worldwide live stream coming through our regular great Call the Wild supporters, Chris Shaw Accounting and Kloses Supermarkets, and we acknowledge the major sponsors of the Hills Football League's final series being Police Credit Union, West End, Sportspower, Sherrin, the Courier newspaper and Think Road Safety, and of course not forgetting media sponsors Sports Interactive, Dartfish and Filming Footy. Well, it looks like the team have recovered from yesterday's qualifying final and are set to back it all up here in Lobethal. Indy Rogers once again has the stats app poised, and back in the action off the bench is the angelic-voiced Jaden J. Hill. Big welcome to you, boys.
Good afternoon, Pistols. Thank you for the introduction. And of course, yesterday's game was quite a sight to behold, at least from a Uradler perspective. It was really convincing win for them, and they go into that matchup with Hahndorf with a lot of confidence. But the matchup here today, probably going to be even more interesting. I reckon Onkas and Blackwoods have had similar ups and downs all season, so the matchup would be even. But that's only from an analysis perspective. To actually get the statistics support to that claim, we'd have to go over to Jaden J. Hill.
Cheers, thanks, Cindy. Thanks, Pistols. Yeah, great to be here. Great to be back. Yeah, it should be a fascinating contest today. The average margin in elimination final is 22.5 points, and the average margin between these two sides is 29 points. So it could be around the 4 to 5 goal margin, but hopefully it is a little bit closer. Now, the head-to-head battle with 4th versus 5th. 4th has won 8 times. To 5th has won 3 times since 2010. So that'll be very interesting to see how that plays out. Blackwood have been in a few elimination finals since 2010, and obviously been in the last 3 as well. So obviously winning in 2018 and winning last year as well. So they definitely have some experience in elimination finals, do Blackwood. So be very interesting to see how it plays out. And also the first quarter's average scores. So obviously both teams want to go off to a good start. Onka's average a score of 6-16, while Blackwood average a score of 13 in the first quarter. So very interesting to see how the first quarter plays out. Pistols.
Thank you very much, Jaden, and lovely to have you back, mate.
Cheers. Great to be back.
On social duties yesterday, so you've scrubbed up very well, mate. 21st. So, and also, Indy will look forward to your work as you'll be going down to give us the ground conditions and the general weather at the start of the A-grade. But watching the reserves game here in the dying stages of the season, well and truly for Achunga, they trail 1-3 to 11-19. The scoreboard there, so 11-19 to 1-3, comprehensive win for the Demons to follow up, as Indy said, their A-grade having a big win yesterday. They've just kicked another goal. It's raining goals out there at the moment, but the sun's out here in the Valley of Praise. Nice and bright, and it's always bright when we have this man who joins us regularly in the finals. Great to have special comments this afternoon from Mount Lofty coach Michael Borden. Boards, thanks for joining us again, finals time.
Thank you, Pistols. Great to be here. Fantastic day for finals football, and I'm just wondering how that angry little midget, Coach Warburton, is handling things at the moment for Achunga. I'm guessing he might have just jumped in his car and gone home at three-quarter time, because Uradler are really smashing him at the moment.
Yeah, as we said, another goal, 12-10 to 1-3 here in the curtain raiser on the Call to Wild Reserves elimination final. I suppose only one big thing better than finals football, Michael, would be the fact that you'd be involved. So Mount Lofty just missing out this year through a few certain, maybe the draw situation, the lockdown situation. But you've got to be happy, mate. The improvement the Devils have shown this season, 7 wins, young brigade, just gelling together.
Yeah, Pistol, the boys...
Well, take it from when you took over the job and to now, your assessment, how it's gone.
I suppose my assessment, for we played round 1 up here, and as I drove away from the ground, I thought, hell, we might not win a game this year. that was how confident I was feeling after round one, after Lobethal smashed us here. But the boys...
I'll just tell you, back in 1990 when Andrew Downs, captain, playing coach, in his first game they played Hardorf, lost by 99 points.
Yep.
End of the year they won the flag. So, So it has been done before.
No, Downsy did a very good job, but no, look, the boys made some good progress this year. We had a very young team. I think we had over 40 lads play A-grade for the year.
Wow.
And we had 16 debutants. 13 of them came out of our juniors. So, you know, we really need to focus on continuing to develop our juniors, and we've got some more good ones coming through next year. So, no, they're a great bunch of lads. They get along with each other really well. They train hard. They've done everything we've asked them to do. So, we are looking forward to next year, and looking forward to putting a decent pre-season together to build on what happened this year.
And some outstanding, I know it's a good team effort all round, as you said, but Carmody, Bauer and young Weeksy, outstanding season, particularly Weeksy. Would he be a dark horse perhaps for the medal count winning if they have it?
Look, it depends. I think, Harry Weeks and Jamo Bauer and Declan Carmody have all been outstanding for us. Harry Weeks would have to pick up votes in every game that we won. We maybe didn't win enough games for him to be getting those 3 voters, but Carmody and Bauer would have also caught the eye and picked up some votes. So those 3 running through our midfield have been outstanding. They were pretty tired by the end of the year because they carried a lot of the weight and and especially Carmody and Harry Weeks needing to play forward as well as play through the midfield. There's a lot of pressure on those boys, so we need a few guys to. Add a few guys next year to help them out.
It's quite interesting though, Michael. A couple of years ago, Mount Lofty didn't have the success that they've had this year, but if I remember, Johnny McDonald, who was playing for them then, was runner-up in the male medal. So it does show if you're a good player out in the field, you might get what did we play, 16 seasons? Perhaps being best player in the wins you had, 7. If he picks up 6 second best on grounds, he's well in the mix. You
never know. Yeah, he might be around. Obviously Johnny McDonald's a very good player who would have caught the eye as well.
But I suppose past medal winner in Div 2, so yeah.
Yeah, but look, Harry Weeks I'd expect to poll really well. He was quite outstanding for us during the year.
Now, you're not officiating today as far as in the coaching box, but I want you to put on your coach's hat, Michael. These 2 sides you've played throughout the season, you've actually beaten them both. I know, unfortunately, Onka stowed up in the last game, but perhaps the season had gone. Just your assessment of them, the strengths and weaknesses.
Oh, look, they're 2 very good sides, Pistols. For me, they play a different style of footy to the middle of the ground. Their ruckman shell is quite outstanding. You've got Johnny Greenslade there, who is first take on the ball every time and uses the hands quickly, and they run to advantage. And if they can, get the ball moving quickly through the middle of the ground, look out, because Leonard and Adcock are so hard to beat. Their twin towers up there are very effective. I'm sure there'll be a bit of time and effort put into Johnny Greenslade, but then you've got the Catfish Vines who will be running loose and causing trouble. Tom Mayo's an outstanding player, and I remember in the pretty similar game last year, Tom Mayo played a single hand and played brilliantly for Onkers against Blackwood. Blackwood were too good for Onkers in that game last year, but I'm expecting Onkers to play some really fast, clean footy, whereas Blackwood play a bit of a different style. They've got some really good on-ballers like Benson and Dykesman. Big Jan is strong in the ruck, and Sam is a big tall fella who gives them first use of the ball quite a bit. But they tend to sit back a fair bit, sort of a bit of a rope-a-dope by their half-back flankers and their wingmen, and they can do that really well. So they seem to absorb the pressure from the opposition. They set up pretty well in the back line, and then they run hard. You've got young Oscar Hodge, who runs fantastically off half-back and through the midfield, and he picks the right time to run, and he uses the ball really well.
I tell you, talk about Medal Goldie and I. We've seen a bit of Blackwood this year. In every game we've seen him, he's been outstanding. A young man from the back pocket. I think it's his first year of senior footy.
Yeah, he's 18 or just turned 19. Yeah, good footballer. And I suppose a bit similar. You've got with Onkers, you've got George Dent, who does a pretty good job, and you've also got so many experienced players through their midfield. But yeah, but they each play a different style of football, so it'll be very interesting to see. I think I can see Onkers getting their hands on the ball pretty quickly. but I can also see Blackwood sitting back and absorbing some of that pressure. But Blackwood are going to have to set up back pretty quickly because, Leonard and Adcock are so dangerous there.
Apparently, with about 3 rounds remaining, they finally got them together. It's the first time in 3 years they've had those twin forwards in Leonard and, as you said, Adcock coming together and playing in the same side. And it's certainly, Michael Leonard, have you seen a better pair of hands in the Hills League than him?
No, he's very good. I mean, I suppose, I'm biased. Yep. I still think Harry Weeks has got the best hands in the Hills, but Leonard, very, very good. And he and Adcock, it's hard to cover one of them, but when you've got to cover both, is going to be a big job for the Blackwood key backs today.
As you said, looking forward to the ruck, Joe, as it began to be taking on the leaper in Shell, but then once the ball hits the ground, you've got likes for Onkas, the Doc, Tim Webber in there,
yes.
Heavy body, Damien Green, of course, counteracted on the Blackwood side of the coin by Edward Vandenberg, and of course Daniel Benson.
Yeah, Daniel Benson's very, very dangerous through the middle of the ground. I'd be thinking, while Blackwood put a bit of work into Johnny Greenslade, I'd be expecting that Onka's going to be aware of Benson, because if Benson gets hold of the ball and goes onto that left leg, he's very effective and he can cause some real trouble.
I tell you, they waste no time here as the Sirens gone in the reserves, and I was just about to give the score, and they've taken it quickly down, but I think it was 12-10 to 1-2 or something. But as you said, Midgie Warburton, after guiding the Demons into the grand final last year, being undefeated, this year their campaign ends in the elimination final.
Yeah, I think Midget's just exploded. He would be very angry with that performance. I know he was quite confident coming in, and I think he would have expected his boys from Echunga to put up a better fight than that. But in watching quite a bit of the game, your Adler were very impressive, and they've obviously got, there's 5 or 6 year Adler boys out there who have played a decent bit of A-grade footy during the year and played some good A-grade footy during the year. So not surprised, once they got on top, they really ran all over the top of Echunga. I think your Adler probably looked the fitter side out there as well.
It was interesting, the pretty good competition in the reserves this year, and because Mount Lofty missing out in percentage after them, and these two sides actually finished on the same amount of points.
Yes, it was very tight through the middle. It came down to the last round and percentage. So it was.
I think Lofty did their part. Then you're able to beat the top side in Harnett by a point.
Yeah.
Keep the Lofty boys out. A bit disappointing for them, but that's the way footy goes. I suppose in the course of the season, when it comes in the last round, if you've got to put your hands in other results, you've sort of haven't done your job earlier, I guess.
That's right. You don't set yourself up for the finals by winning the last round. You need to do it earlier in the year, and as your Adler showed by their performance today, they're obviously a very worthy finals team.
All right, as the Onka Valley making their way onto the ground, and as he does so well in recent weeks, we might cross down and find what the ground conditions are going to be like as we go down to our man, Indy 500, Rogers with the pitch report.
Thank you. So we're going to give you a quick conditions update now. Of course, it was a beautiful day for football at Callington yesterday. All of the wet weather seemed to hit pretty heavy and hard and rapidly afterwards. We saw a little bit of wet built up on the gutters across the ground, but the actual soil itself seems to be in pretty good condition. Not too many mud stains. It's relatively dry, and currently the ground is being bathed in the fresh sun, so hopefully that'll be determining some of the attitude that we see in this game. It should be pretty clean and potentially very aerial based when the conditions are like this. A bit of a breeze coming over the ground, nothing too heavy, and Lobethal is known to be a bit of a breezy place at times, but yeah, certainly the right type of conditions you'd want for finals football. Back to you, Pistols.
You're on, Pistols, but Indy and Jaden, I'm just saying to Pistols, there's some real sizzle about you boys today. I remember we had a bit of a chat at the end of last season, and you both weren't very happy with me because we had a bit of 360 feedback there. What I'm seeing today is brand new haircuts, some real sizzle about the boys, and some confidence. And from what I've listened to during the year, you've both been outstanding, and I know young Benny has been over the moon about your performance throughout the year. Pistols, he's the jury's still out there at the moment, but I can see what Benny's talking about and why he's so excited about Indy and Jaden, because they're going beautifully.
Well, the next generation of callers coming through, and some of their great work, mate, calling the senior Colts games, which have been thrillers this year, because they'll be doing some good work. Firstly, come Country Division Grand Final day, And then, of course, the big day at Achunga for Division 1 in a few weeks' time. So looking forward to that, boys, no doubt.
Yeah, can't wait. Should be good.
And I know people have been loving that that senior Colts, what you've been doing there. A lot of people tuning into that, and they've loved your work.
Yeah, well, unintentionally, we've been bringing a bit of the clutch as well. The 3 games that we've commentated this year have all been determined by under a goal. So potentially we bring that again this time.
Yep, good.
Good. You go to Stats That Matter from the 500 man. Of course, the angelic voice of Jaden J. Hill. He even got a comment from that on Facebook. The angelic voice.
Angelic.
Haven't heard
good.
that mentioned since Suzanne Boyle or someone like that.
Yes. No, I wouldn't have heard that for a while, but some very good feedback.
All right, you're on the call of the Wild. The toss has just been made, and in our gibberish, didn't actually notice which way we'll...
I think Onkas are going with the wind.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
So just tell us about the conditions out there, Indy. Once again, the wind. What would you rate it? As yesterday was about a 3 to 4 goal at Cali. What do you reckon this one is?
Yeah, probably around the same at the moment. I mean, Lobethal's always known to be quite a windy location, and I'm definitely feeling some of the breeze coming across the ground, but nothing particularly severe. It's not to the point where the chimney smoke is blowing right over here or anything from the sweet barbecue. So right now it's pretty passive compared to what we've seen throughout the year, but yeah, I'd definitely at least be wary of it. The team kicking towards the advantage of the wind could still use that quite effectively.
G'day, this is Tony Modra, and there's always plenty of top marks with the coverage of Hills community football here on HFL Media.
Hi folks, it's Graham Corn speaking, and you're taking the best of Adelaide Hills community footy right here on HFL Media.
Yes, you're indeed on the call of the Wild here. Sunday afternoon special elimination final coming to you from the Valley of Praise, Lobethal and Adelaide Hills. And we send a big cheerio to everyone watching us live on stream who can't be here, and also those taking it in interstate boards, a few expats who regularly watch us, and we're feeling for them in lockdown. And well, the sun's just come out, not a bad conditions here, so we just feel for those people unfortunately trapped inside.
Yes, it's excellent that they can tune in, but yeah, really feeling sorry for them. We're pretty lucky here in South Australia at the moment with everyone being so healthy, and yes, thoughts go out to people in New South Wales and Victoria who are doing it pretty tough at the moment, and especially the kids who can't get out there and play their football and netball and whatever else. It must be some pretty hard times.
Yes, indeed. And once again, we must acknowledge our support this afternoon through our sponsors, HFL major sponsors, Police Credit Union, West End Sportspower, Sherrin, the Courier and Think Road Safety, the media sponsors in Sports Interactive, Dartfish and Filming Footy, and of course the Call of the Wild sponsors in Chris Shaw Accounting and Kloses Supermarket. We thank you very much for your support, not only through the finals but also over the course of the season. It's been fantastic. So we might get you, Michael, as the teams line up, perhaps pick up a few key matchups as the players move into position. As you said, it looks like Onka Valley will be going towards the scoreboard end, which, as we said, favoured by the breeze. So must mention the umpires, of course, Dennis Raymond, Cam Rule and Andrew Holmes in charge today in the field umpiring. Riley Carpenter, Caleb Reeson and Job Kirk, and Jacob Matner. So 4 Boundary Academy boys starting their stuff here this afternoon, and Kevin Upton and Jason Wren are manning the goal. So all underway. Do or die for one of these teams. So we commence. It'll be Shell DeLeaper against Warbett. Shell DeLeaper gets it down, taken quickly away by Greensay. Got it out to Chipiana. Drifts the ball forward, but interacted there. Taken by Patrick Hillard for the Woods. Comes out wide. Finds a team out there and Banish. Fumbles what he should have taken, but good enough to back up. Goes deep inside 50 for the first time. The target here.
Oh, good mark.
Good mark taken out. I think it's Matty T drifting up and taking good mark. Thought about giving him back to Banish his run on, but Matty T will go back and have a set shot. 21 goals for the season so far, board, so he knows where the goals are.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive takeout by Johnny Greenslade and Catfish, but the kick across ground was just no good, and Blackwood did very well to mop it up and head forward quickly, and a very good mark in the conditions. So
Flynn Rogers down the barrel of his camera right behind T here. We'll go towards the 20. No, he goes for short passes. The skipper, Dykesman, has just chipped into the pocket. And why not? He is the leading goal kicker. He's got 2 more.
See, that was just outrageous. Why would he lead there, and why would he kick it to him? He's led to the car park and caused his man to kick it out on the full.
Yep. So perhaps I'll adjust to the conditions. So Chipiana brings the ball back. Back here, standing his ground, taking the mark is Hayden Kenny for the Woods. So Kenny will put the ball back in deep. Perhaps he'll look to go to the corridor, straighten it up, keep out the pocket, that's for sure. But which he does. Ball pulling to the right in the wind. Hopton got his hands to it, follows up at ground level. He's besieged by a couple of dogs, goes to ground. Ball held in there.
I wonder if the runner's coming out to Chipiana. He's had 2 kicks so far that have gone straight to Blackwood.
So, umpire sets the ball up. Shell double hands it down, taken by Dykesman. Tries to shrug off an opponent, goes to ground. Finally kicked forward, but looks like it might have been close to the boundary line. The Academy boy says yes. 4 in action this afternoon, as we said, board, so we expect they'll be on the spot, that's for sure, covering the big ground here.
I think there's some good boundary umpires out there today, Pistols. Young Caleb Risson, probably one of the best, probably the best I've seen all season.
Oh,
beautiful throw in there.
Seal of approval comes here. Jeffrey's getting involved. Followed up by Sinot. Gives it back to Chipiana. The chip showing a bit of pace. Puts it forward for the first time. Adcock's the target. Got one hand to it. Brings it down to ground level to cavalry rise support. Was Mayo, but cleared there by Hayden Kenny for the Woods, but only up the cricket pitch taken by Ben Jeffries. Jeffries quickly goes forward. Lead up here. Bouncing ball is Leonard. Overruns it. Got a couple of Woods to beat. Comes back to Kenny. Gets it back here to Hillard. He always does something with the ball, but this time coughs it up. And good contested mark taken there by Andy Vines right in front of the Dreammaker on the outer king wing here at Lobethal Oval. So Vines nurses the ball forward, but once again, I'd like to see his stats in the opening moments. Hayden Kenny goes short up the line, finds Matt Tuck, of course the reigning male medalist. Thinks about going wide, but umpire Raymond on the spot says no, come back over the mark. So Matty Tuck, probably in the true centre-half back position for Blackwood. This time we've got no. Umpire Raymond determined to make him kick over the mark there,
Come
boys.
on, Dennis, let him play.
So, the confusion here. He'll finally get a kicker here after about 3 attempts, I think. He might handball it off, but no, he comes out wide, finds Nathan Dunn out in the half-back flank area. So Dunn had a pretty consistent season this year for the Woods in defence. Good, solid defender he'll need to be this afternoon. So, what's on offer? Not a lot. Goes short there to a teammate who's chipped across here. Once again, it might be Kenny, I think. So he's knocking up the stats in the first quarter. So Kenny, still undecided, goes long. Ball holds up a bit. Big Warburt's a target. Got rid of his opponent. Flips the ball to Vandenberg, who fumbled at the vital moment. Coughed it up to the Chip. Chip gets it back to Vines. Vines gets to the green side. String of handballs. Comes back to Matty Dean. Here's the Dogs going forward and honours the lead of Cochleone here. So Cochleone just wide of the cricket pitch. Goes long. Adcock the target. He's got a couple of Woods to beat. Ball comes to ground. Oh, Kenny locked up his own teammate there, who was then tackled by Mayo. Umpire Raymond on the spot. So we'll have a ball up here, some 45 metres out from Onka's goal. No score yet. We've played 4.5 minutes. Ball comes out. Here's Hillard.
Hodge.
Got the ball out here to Vandenberg. Goes long. Good defensive mark taken there by the youngster back there in Lyons, I think it is. So Lyons across here to teammate. Bouncing ball. Be Riley Sinot. Will it sit for him? Out here in the outer wing. Does. Draws an opponent. Gets it over to Chipiano, who's also had a bit of the ball in the opening minutes. Nurses it up the line, and Andy Vines takes a mark. He'd be some 45 metres out, but on a similar angle. What have we done? 9 goals for the season from Andy Vines, boards.
Yeah, he's a dangerous player, the Catfish, and Chipiana, that was a very nice kick there. Finished it off well.
So Vines.
Catfish is going to go for home here.
What would he aim for here? The right behind post? Let the wind bring it back?
Yeah, I think so. It was a reasonably strong breeze.
Aim for the donut stall there.
Oh, I think he's done
I
it.
tell you what, that's a superb kick making marks of the conditions. Touch the line. Yes, was. Just didn't need another millimetre, I'd suggest. So opening scores to Onka Valley, a minor one. 5.5 minutes gone here. First term quarter Wild Elimination Final between Onka Valley and Blackwood. As we said, sudden death. The winner to move on and play Lobethal next week in the first semi-final, which will be at Nairn, Father's Day special. Kick comes out here to Jack Baldacera in the pavilion pocket, the Lions pavilion. Chips it up the line to Kenny. Once again, another stat for the young man. So Hayden Kenny. Because these sides met in the finals last year, 57-point margin in favour of Blackwood. A lot closer today, you'd expect. Oh, good strong contest there for Benson. Shell brought the ball to ground. Held in under there, but a free kick has been paid to the Dogs. Getting up a bit gingerly is Riley Sinot. So Sinot, what's on offer? Puts it up high in the air. Got a lead out here. And well taken there by Cocciglione. Mayo swings on to the right. Puts it up. The wind takes it across. Cavalry right. Good fist there by Bennett. Gathered there by Baldacera. Hacks the ball back. And that's a good contested mark taken there by Zach George Dent. And Michael Borden talk about the youngsters in the Dogs side, and he's one of them certainly. Left foot. Wow, doesn't favour that. He tried to bury the barrel, I think, and that's nearly ended up in Woodside. So the resultant free kick will go to Hayden Kenny. So Dryden and Indy, early stats.
Yeah, right now 5 inside 50s to 2 and 5 consecutive inside 50s for Onkas actually. Also, the winners picked up rapid pace in the game's duress. Jaden.
15 kicks to 14 in favour of Blackwood. They're winning that count at the moment.
Good mark there to Jan Warbut, the big man, because good basketball background, showing his skills overhead there. Handballs off to the run here of a teammate, and Baldacera, it goes towards half forward. Camp back, there's the Dogs' defence. A good intercept mark taken once again there by Phoenix Lions. So Lions, what's on offer? Goes towards the centre of the ground and picking his way clear on his own is Jacob Coursera. So Coursera nurses it forward. Here's a lead from the big man. Adcock got his hands to it. Was infringed there by Nathan Dunn, says the umpire Holmes. So Jake Adcock, found form late return towards the end of the minor rounds. 13 goals for the season so far. You saw a bit of him last round, Michael Borden.
Yeah, he was very good last round. He was unstoppable.
So Adcock deserves to go to his partner. Leonard, who dropped the easiest marker we ever get, comes back to Adcock. Centres the ball out here, Cocciglione direction, and I guess he goes to ground. Picked up by Johnny Greenslade around the corner. Across the face of goals and through for a minor score. So 2 behinds to the Doggies. 8 minutes gone. Blackwood yet to get on the board. So obviously pushing forward here. We've only had about 1 or 2 forward entries up the other end of the ground boards.
Yeah, well, Blackwood are absorbing it really well. I mean, Onkas are kicking with a pretty strong breeze, and Onkas are certainly controlling the ball. However, Blackwood are getting back and filling the holes really effectively and making sure that the forward entries from Onkas are shallow, which is making it hard for them to put a goal on the board at the moment.
So done a bit of a mung kick out. Bouncing ball there. Ball cuffed up. Here's Kenny again. Quick hands out here. Got it to Benson. Nurses up the line over the head of Dykesman. Bouncing ball. Matty Dean in the sleeves the first to get there. Got time to prop, turn and deliver it forward. Good mark taken by Joffa Jeffries. Handballs to the run here of a teammate in Mayo. Proven goal kicker with 23 on the board this year, but that one off the side. So 3 behinds the Dogs. 9 minutes ticked over in the quarter while Trust enjoying our live stream. So Nathan Dunn once again with the kicking in duties. Kenny offers his lead, but Dunn undecided.
That was a better inside 50 there from Onkas. They moved the ball quickly, and Tom Mayo had a good shot for goal. It was the right thing to do. He just didn't quite finish it, but Onkas look a lot more dangerous when they're moving quickly because Blackwood are able to get back and fill the holes at the moment.
So I think it was Hilliard gets the ball, puts it back across here to Kenny, who must be the leading possession getter on the ground this time of the game, but that's not one of his best ones as it dribbles over the line in front of Baldacera. So the resultant free kick, last touch, will go here to the chip. Anxious to get the ball back. So Chipiana, good run off the half-back flank this year for the Dogs. What will he do? He goes short. The big man puts his frame out in front and he can't stop that. The runaway train, and Jake Adcock takes a mark. So the big imposing forward here. Probably have his first true set shot on goal. As we said, 13 for the season, interrupted by injury. Unfortunately, injury prone over his senior career, but see what he does on this occasion. Sets it up. Doesn't come back. Big leap in the square. Comes off hands. Around the corner there. He's loving it. It's Coursera. So, Jacob Coursera, 10.5 minute marks, gets the first goal on the board in this elimination final. Dogs 1-3. Blackwood yet to get on the board. Jaden and Indy.
Cheers, thanks, Pistols. So 25 kicks to 21 in favour of Onkas at the moment. They're winning that count. About 13 tackles to 9 in favour of Blackwood, and the marks 11-9 in favour of Blackwood as well. So, but Onkas are winning the handballing count 5-3. Indy.
Yeah, so we've looked at 7 consecutive inside 50 entries for Onkas now, and it's finally paid off for a goal, but really just the inability for Blackwood to get it out of the defensive half and turning it over in the middle of the ground.
So, umpire Holmes will set him again. Kent on the ball was Warbert. He got the tap down. Comes out into tuck. Quick high kick out of the centre towards half forward. Dykesman's the target. Jostling off the ball. Was he infringed? Yes, over the shoulder, said umpire Holmes. So Ryan Dykesman, the skipper, nearly ambled off the run of Courier, the opposition there. So Dykesman goes short to that pocket to a lead out here. It's T again. He didn't complete the mark as he did in the first forward entry of the game. So perhaps they're playing into harm's way here, favouring that pocket board.
Yeah, I think they are. I mean, Onkas are getting back and filling up the corridor well inside 50, but you're not going to kick goals by kicking it out of bounds in the forward pocket, which they have, and they're only 2 decent inside 50s.
Lee spun out of trouble, got the ball to Jeffries, who in turn got it to Tanner, gave it back to Young Lyons. Strength in numbers here. George Dent getting involved. It's an errant handball. Coughed it up here. Blackwood able to hold it in there. So Onka's perhaps just overusing the ball there in the windy conditions. I suppose a bit hard to control. So umpire Holmes will come in and ball it up. So Ruckman Gabba. Shell gets a tap down. Rolling scrum at the moment. I think it was Tuck got it out the back door. Held up there. Teammate, so once again, young Tyson Clark in the sleeves there, long sleeve jumper for Blackwood. He'll stand out as the ball comes his way here. He swoops on it, goes backwards, gets a handball back here to Baldacera in the green boots, puts it forward. Dogs defence here in weight and numbers. First to get there is Lyons, around the corner, gets out towards Matty Dean, gets a favourable bounce, nurses up the line and finds a teammate at wide, breaks quickly. I think that was Gamma on the left foot, puts it up high towards Shell. Safe pair of hands here. Oh, quickly got on the Catfish Vines. Onka streaming forward. Just unable to hold it. Looks like a chopping again paid.
Yeah, good fast footy there by Onkas. Blackwood working hard to get inside 50, but when they're going there, they haven't got enough players. They're sitting back to block up Onkas at the moment, but when they get forward, they're not having enough options inside 50. I think it was about 4-on-1 there.
Yep, so Jake Adcock in front of the pavilion here, sets it high, but once again offline. So the Dogs perhaps not using the breeze to advantage. 1 goal for. Forgot to ask you, boards, before the most important question was, who's your tip for this game?
Look, coming into the game, I was thinking Onkas.
Okay.
However, I think Blackwood are absorbing the pressure really well at the moment going into the win, so it's going to be interesting. Although Onkas are starting to look a bit more dangerous at the moment.
And finally, Leonard, as I said, one of the best pairs of hands in the comp, finally managed to clutch one. So Michael Leonard will have his first true set shot on goal. 31 for the season. The Dogs' leading goal kicker was past dual best and fairest at Balhanna at the Kennel. So Leonard spent some time with South Adelaide. That's interesting looking kick, the way it squared back though.
Good kick.
Doesn't matter what it looks like, he gets the true result that he wanted at the 14-minute mark. So Michael Leonard, first goal for him, and Dogs go to 2-4 to Blackwood yet to score.
Leonard and Adcock starting to look really dangerous at the moment. I know Adcock hasn't kicked one yet, but he's probably had 3 shots now. Looking dangerous, especially when Onka's rebounding it quickly off half-back.
So ball being relayed back. A beautiful afternoon here for footy in the Valley of Praise. Still bearing some of the scars that horrendous bushfire they had last year. But as I said, great day. Good crowd in the house too. So ball up. Stephen Boom on in ruck duties. Taken by Shell. Double taps it forward. Vines got it to the run of Mayo. He puts a high kick. Went higher and went longer, but camped under it. And that's just displaying that marking ability he has. That's a good contested mark taken there by Leonard, who just kicked the last goal. Gives it back to the Catfish Vines. So it was a bit of shimmy work. Candy gets around, puts it to the top of the square. Oh, Cowling over the back, couldn't complete the mark for the Dogs. Ball goes to the ground. Desperate defence there by the Woodsman. Hold it up just on the edge of the goal square. So looming once again, the Dogs. So ruck duel. Ball comes to ground. Cowling involved. Could have been infringed. There he was, the young man, Will Cowling.
Good footy by Cowling there. Couple of really good contests in the last couple of minutes.
Spoke to his mum, Sarah, pre-match. He said he was cool, calm and collected, the young man, facing one of his first senior finals, I'd suggest. So, dead in front. Hopefully I haven't put the knockers on him boards. No,
straight through.
Truly. So, Cowling. So, consecutive goals here within 2 minutes to the Dogs has really opened up an early break here as they go to 3-4. Blackwood yet to get on the map. Jaden.
Cheers, thanks, Pistol. So, well done to Onka's 38 kicks to 26. Also winning the handballing count 8-3, as well as the marks 14-13. But Blackwood winning the tackling count 17-13. But the pressure isn't quite good enough at the moment as Onka's are running away with the Indy.
Well, that's their 10th inside 50 for Onkas, just to the 4 for Blackwood.
So cricket pitch area, here's a chance for Blackwood to raise that stat as Tuck indeed puts him inside centre. And fortuitously, it falls to big Phil Hopton. His teammate there in Badco was trying to mark, but eluded him, and behind big Phil just sat, took the mark. So 16 goals for the season, Hopton. For Blackwood to win, they need a big game out of him, Boards.
Yeah, I think he's backing himself in too. He's off the long run. Certainly pushing in a long way, but
it's a longer run up than you have when you open the bowling for mile, or?
Yes, he's going to need to get a fair bit behind this into the wind.
Absolutely, as he goes towards the Tweedvale end, the entrance end of Lobethal Oval. So puts on its way, it's going to drop well and truly short. In fact, chop out mark taken for the Dogs in defence there by the behind post. So the Dogs, what's on offer? Sunny afternoon, even the sun reflecting off a couple of windscreens there. Comes out wide here to Matty Dean. In the back pocket area, mark guarded by Matty T. So Dean puts it high towards the King Wing broadcast. Fanning's a target, comes off hands. Tipiana eludes him. Strong work by Vandenberg, couldn't get the ball. Held in there by Shell. Good tackle he applied there on Hilliard. So once again, the ruckman got it. Shell to Leaper. Great tap down to Mayo. Quick kick away. Barry to Barrel out here. First to get there will be that man Kenny. Nurses up the line, but I tell you what, not reading the breeze too well here on the outer wing. Out over the line and Damien Green. No, it's not going to go to one of his teammates. So ball brought back in front of the Dreammaker. Big leap from Cocciglione, third in the back of the bus, but in the middle of the doggy sandwich was Nathan Dunn. The walking picture show took a good strong mark there. So Dunn, that's the key defender here this afternoon, and has been all season. Goes backwards to go forward and finds Hilliard, the former Woodville West Torrens under-18 premiership player, and turned out for Flinders Park for all. He nurses the ball across, finds Bennett's experienced defender. Bennett's in turn goes wide out here. Finds a teammate there, Sam Venning, so plenty of experience for the Woods getting involved here. Spent some time down at the bays. Also the Crows, SNFL reserves. So Sam Venning, first year at the club, just nurses it up the line. Good mark taken by the young man, Jackson Fairman. Impressed every time we've seen him. Also, Boards played interleague footy this year.
Yeah, good player.
Gets it up to Tyson Clark in the sleeves, right in front of the Zilla Pavilion here at Lobethal. So Clark, what's on offer for him? Bit of indecision there. Goes short up the line, they've made a bit of space. Blackwood taking the mark there. Looks like it might be Matty Tuck in the distance. So nothing really on offer here. So Tuck.
No, Blackwood very stagnant at the moment.
So gets the ball forward. It's going to go to hit the intended target, and intercept marked by George Dent. Puts it down the line.
Oh, good kick.
Finds a teammate there, and Jeffries, the experienced Benny Jeffries. Wheels out down towards Adcock territory. Oh, Bennett's bit of a hold there, but unsighted by the umpire. Comes to Coursera, who know who do something special. Darts gets round and left, so centres the ball intelligently. Back to Mayo. Dropped what he should have taken. Good attack on the ball there by Dunn, and Tommy Mayo perhaps had the opportunity to mark there, but coughed it up.
Yeah, I think they had too many options there. There were three Onkers guys. Probably should have left it for Leonard, I would have thought.
So Dunn working there. Oh, ball paddled forward there by Cowling. Here's a chance for Mayo. Will it come back enough? No, in fact, it's right across and bounces out of bounds. So last touch. So Bennett quickly brings the ball back up the line and finds Hilliard. So Hilliard, deep back pocket area for Blackwood, yet to get on the board. They trail 3-4. That's said no score. 20.5 minutes gone. So quarter time, not too many goals scored this term. So perhaps 25-minute quarter. As ball back in the hands of Dunn. Once again, what's on offer? Not a lot. Not a lot. So he tries to run around the man on the mark, which he does. Cocciglione sets it out to find the canteen pocket. Off hands there. Ball fed out here to Matty Tuck. He'll use the ball. Puts it out here. Finds River Moore. Quickly gets it onto the Hillard gets it back to Tuck. Cricket pitch area. Handball's on to Jackson Fairman. Another handball out wide. Shreds his way back. Oh, taken high there. Blackwood player, so quickly gets it forward. That was Badco. And, well, Fairman, who ran on, has found a bit of space. Quickly chips the ball up. I think it's Dykesman left alone in the pocket. And that's a cardinal sin for the Dogs' defence as the skipper has taken a mark here, boards.
Yeah, some good play there by Blackwood, and if they can kick a goal here just before quarter time, it's going to be extremely valuable because they've really absorbed the pressure. Onkas haven't made the most of their inside 50s, even though they've controlled the ball, and Blackwood have set up very well.
So 22 minutes marks just to check over. So this could be an important late goal for Dykes when he's tried to bring it around the corner. And I tell you what, he's done that very well.
Very, very, very well done.
As I said, leading goal kicker so far with 23, so his 24th goal was something special late in the first term, Michael.
Yeah, look, gee whiz, that was such an important goal there for Blackwood. To be within 3 goals at this stage, I think, with the way the wind is and the control that it seems Onkas have had with the ball is extremely, extremely important for them. So Blackwood would be pretty happy with that, and if this is going to be the score at quarter time, I think you'd put Blackwood as being just in front.
Yeah, Scott Preble would take that, and of course being reappointed for next year, so a show of solidarity for the Blackwood because his first season in charge. So a bit like your good self, mate. Reappointed, have we? You can get exclusive here.
No, not yet.
Oh well. Oh. Only go by your results, apparently. Not that you're not known to give away secrets, as we asked you last year, but anyway, that's another story. So, Johnny Greenslade takes the ball forward. No exclusives from Michael Borden. He gives away handshakes and boomerangs, and there's an opportunity there for the Dogs, but offline once again.
Mayo starting to look really dangerous up forward for Onkas at the moment.
So, Nathan Dunn, once again, he's had pretty kicking practice today. 5th behind, registered for the Dogs, so nurses up the line there. That was,
he's kicked out well too, Dunn.
Yep.
I think he's hit a target every time.
Our man Oscar Hodge, right in front of the chicken barbecue. Nurses up the line once again, finds another teammate, and Benson. Played his 100th senior game, I think, recently. Daniel Benson, well done to him. Up the line, found a teammate. He might be Hopton, long way from home. Big Phil, so nurses it back out the wing area. Finds Edward Vandenberg, of course, represented the Hills Football League up at Karoonda back in June. So Vandenberg, the left footer, goes long towards the interchange area. Big pack. Oh, big mark over the top. 1 grab, 2 grab. I think that'll be Shell. The astronaut gives it back there to run of a teammate. Gets across here. Chain of handballs. Dogs finally get it to Chipiana. Nurses here. There's a paddock space here. The foot race is on. Oh, Hilliard. Must have been a sprinter at school. First to get there. Gets it over the top here to Hodge. Hodge, little kick around the corner, finds Kenny. Kenny gives it back to Baldacero. Well done by the Woods as they move it up. And here's Dykesman, who slipped clear. Half-forward flank area. Nurses the ball forward to Hopton. Protects Dykesman as he comes for it. Curls it, his big yarn territory. Puts up the check. Great spoil back there by Fanning for the Dogs.
Yeah, Big Blake came through very nicely there. Very important. Spoiled some good footy there from Blackwood, though. Almost coast to coast.
Yep, good work. And as you said, running the ball into the wind with handball, etc. So, 1-1, 3-5. Ball out here, camped under the shell. Good spoil. Here's lurking his spawn. Flicks it out to young Hilliard. Sees a lead there at Hopton in the corner of his eye. Can he control it? Big Phil, yes he does. Gets around, oh no he doesn't. Good pressure applied there on him. I think once again that was Fanning. So a bit of push and shove up the ball. Oh, going down now. I think we're just looking to stage the free kick there. Meanwhile the ball will come back to the academy boy to pitch it back in. So late in the first term, 25.5 minutes gone. Shell got the tap down. Fed out there for the Dogs out wide. Coming to meet is Leonard. Good pressure there from Dunn. Oh, well done, Dunn. Controls the ball at ground level, but then over the top of him. I think it was Greenslade, so the ball held in there. So Nathan Dunn, good spoiling effort there on dangerous Leonard.
Very effective defender, Dunn. He's a good all-round player.
Just does those 1%ers, which coaches love. Ball comes back here to DJ Lees, gets a high kick. Camped under it is Hilliard. The youngster stands his ground. Races to the centre pitch area with a ball set for Venning. He's got Will Cowling bearing on and gets around him. Although good second effort there to sport the kick away. Coughed it up here. Ball loose again. Attack on the ball, pushed on the ground there and reversed the free kick there. Free kick had been won for the Dogs. Oscar Hodge, but umpire Holmes saying, well, if you want to take the kick, I don't think anything will result here. So that's all she cried in the first term. So Onkas will head into quarter time, with a pretty handy lead here, 3-5 to 1-1. We'll go down to Jaden and Indy shortly here in the quarter. Wild, trust you're enjoying our coverage.
Hillsfooty.com, powered by HFL Media and Lofty, radio with altitude.
What's our frequency?
Hi, it's Chris Gowans here, SAFL Hall of Fame member, and you're listening to the Vibe of the Hills Footy on HFL Media.
Yeah, indeed on the call. The Wild said, trust you're enjoying our special Sunday edition, a feast of finals football. Of course, we were down at Callington yesterday and saw a very good win by, might talk to Michael Borden about that in a minute, 59 points by Urada in the qualifying final over the Tigers. And here at the moment, as we said, 3-5. Onka Valley leading at Blackwood 1-1 as we go down to Jaden Indy for all the quarter time stats. Down here, boys.
Thank you, Pistols. At quarter time, the hitouts read 11-5 in Onka's advantage. The inside 50s read 13-8 in Onka's advantage. The centre clearances 3 apiece. But I do think the stats overall reflect the scoreboard and the margin for Onka's. Very strong to start with definitely some room for improvement. I reckon Onka's were very clean coming out through the forward functionality aspect of the game. In the meantime, Blackwood just struggling a little bit. So we'll just read out a quick overview of the stats here. Hitouts 11-5 in Onka's favour. Inside 50s 13-8 in Onka's favour. And the centre clearances 3 apiece. Overall, the stats very reflective of the beneficial scoreboard margin which Onka's hold over the Woods. But certainly some room for improvement. You, Jaden.
Thanks, Indy. So the stats here, 53 kicks and 33 marks. You would think that would be Onka's, wouldn't it, with a scoreboard? But no, that was Blackwood. 53 kicks and 33 marks to Onka's 53 kicks and 19 marks. So it's in contrasting the styles of play they're both trying to play at the moment. Onka's more of a running, handballing sort of game with 15 handballs to Blackwood's 10 handballs. And the tackling count 23-19 in Blackwood's favour as well. And the score, Blackwood's score of 7 in the first quarter is the equal second lowest first quarter score for the year. So it'll be very interesting to see how they can respond in the second quarter. Pistols.
Jaden, thank you very much, the boys there. And of course, trust you're enjoying quarter while. And of course, HFL major sponsors, Police Credit Union, West End, Sportspower, Sherrin, the Courier and Think Road Safety. And of course, media sponsors, Sports Interactive, Dartfish, Filming Footy. And of course, our core, the Wild sponsors, Chris Shaw Accounting and Kloses Supermarket. So a cast of thousands involved here in the Quarter Wild. And well, joining them this afternoon, and of course, is our man Michael Borden. Now, boards, as I said to you, I should have got earlier before the game. Just your thoughts on yesterday's result. Did that sort of amaze you a little bit?
I didn't see any of the game, Pistols,
no.
but I was surprised by the margin. Both very good teams. I mean, both have won a lot of games during the year, played some very good footy, Uradler and Lobethal. And if you'd asked me before the game, I couldn't have picked between the two. I expected it to be a really tight game, but Uradler obviously clicked and played some good footy on the big ground up at Callington. And from what I can gather earlier in the year, they played Callington Oval really well in the second half against Bridgie when they played there early in the year. I think Bridgie really pushed them to half time, and then they spread their play out a bit and made use of the Oval. So obviously know how to play the Oval and put that to good use yesterday.
So you're not here on holiday, mate. We'll get you to put your coach's hat on again. Just quickly from the respective camps, if you're Scott Preble, what we were saying to Blackwood, and contrastingly Dingo Tanner, what would he be saying to the boys?
Look, I think Scott would be pretty happy. As we said a couple of times, Onka's had a lot of the ball, but Blackwood set up well behind the ball. They moved it out quickly. They're going to need to be more attacking with the win this quarter to put it on the board. But for Onka's to only kick 3 goals, 5 with the amount of ball they had, they probably wasted a bit of ball inside 50, and I'm surprised that they didn't go for a few longer shots. They had the ball, 35 to 40 metres out in the hands of guys who can kick, and they look to pass it off when they're going with the wind. I think Dingo would have rather them go back and have a shot because they've got some good kicks of the ball there. Blackwood, you know, at the moment, I think Blackwood would be fairly happy with 1 goal, 1 to 3 goals, 5 kicking into that breeze. So it's going to be interesting to see if they change their game at all, kicking with the wind, because to make use of this breeze, they're going to need to have more guys streaming forward. They're going to not want to have so many guys hanging out the back because they'd want to, you know, they'd be backing themselves to be in front at half time, I think, at the moment, Blackwood. Onka's very good round the contest. Some key forwards who are looking dangerous, but didn't do enough damage on the scoreboard for mine.
All right, we'll see how the second term pans out as umpire Holmes pitches the ball up. So Shell de Leaper gets the first tap at the second quarter. Ball ground level. Green in there working hard. Tuck tried to get a clearance. Smothered here. Finally comes out to Jeffrey. Sweeping handball. Got it back to Shell. Missed the target there to handball, but Chipiana follows up. Oh, runs into Green there. His teammate goes backwards here to Gamma on that left foot. He'll get out of trouble. Gets it across to Shell. Virtually started that passage of play at the ruck duel. So Daniel Shell, athletic, versatile ruckman, puts it up high. Finds a catfish, Andy Vines. Quickly moves on. He's got a lead here of Mayo. Ball comes to ground from work by Kenny.
Oh, good tackle, Johnny.
Good tackle.
Yes.
Johnny Greenside there.
That was well deserved.
The tackle there. So Greenslade, good to see him back in the ranks. Missed a couple of weeks. Nurses up the line. Oh, target slipped over there in Adcock and ball out of bounds. So resultant last touch free kick goes to Sammy Venning for the Blackwood Football Club right next to the behind post. Comes across here to Baldacera. Baldacera in turn gets it Nathan Dunn deep in the back pocket. He'll nurse it up the line. Lead here of Banich. Oh, chopped out though. Hodge looks like he infringed on Cocciglione, unfortunately. So Onka Valley's the opportunity to drive it back into their forward 50. So Mitch Cocciglione sets the ball up, centres it. Tall timber arrived, but that's a very good defensive mark taken by Venning. Just lets Jeffries know he took them back. So Sammy Venning. Short touch. Oh, this is dangerous. Oh, big collision there as the ball ricochets. First to get there will be Quasera. Got it back here to George Dent. His kick is smothered. Player down, still behind play. Might be Cocciglione after that big contest, that marking.
Yeah, no, contest. It wasn't. It was something that happened after the contest, after he got out. It was pretty ordinary. I'm not going to say which player it was, but it was a pretty poor effort, Pistols. It wasn't brave.
Okay, Greenside gets the ball across to, picked up by Benson, gets it out wide out here. I think that's Hilliard in the distance. So Patrick Hilliard, Cocciglione thankfully is up after that, we'll say, off the ball incident. So Hilliard backs himself in as he runs around there, puts it out towards the interchange wing. And that's a good mark taken over the top. Phoenix lines, gets across to the experienced skipper in Jeffries. Joffa moves it forward, puts it back in. Good spoil there, brings the ball to ground. Pack forms. And umpire Holmes will come and ball up. For those cards and letters we've received so far, wanting to know where Goldie is, he's covering the Country Division first semi-final this afternoon at Mount Pleasant. We're going to at quarter time, Gamaraka 2-1 lead Meadows, 1 straight goal. Reckon to be a bit of a wind out at Mount Pleasant, knowing that ground as I do. Here's a loose handball out here. Can Onkas control it? No. Gathered here by Spawn. Spawn gets it back out here to the youngster Hilliard. Fumble what he should have taken. Mops up though, gets assistance from Bennett, so gets a quick kick away, but I think it was smothered in the process. Here's a chip, gets a handball back to Green, recent 200er game player, puts it forward. Another defensive mark taken for the Woods there. I think that's Hayden Kenny, who's having a very good game, gets out to another youngster in Banish, Lockie Banish. Draws a opposition player and gets it out into Dunn, so the Woods just chipping it up the line. Comes to Oscar Hodge, the Wayne Carey lookalike, the young Wayne Carey lookalike. Just draws
well played by Hodge.
Well played. I think it's Matty T.
He's really developed that hairstyle over the season,
yes.
Oscar Hodge. It certainly wasn't like that earlier in the year, but it looks like it's going beautifully.
Well, they just love being on the call with the Wild. Just special trip to the barbers or whatever.
Yes, no, he's coiffed that mullet beautifully for today.
So another guy's got a bit of work happening here. Matty T, who have a shot here. He's kicked 21 for the season. So starts it right. It's not going to come back. Bit of jostling in the square, and finally Daniel Scholl helps it over the line for the first score in the second term. A minor one. So the Dogs to bring the ball back into play. So it's 1-2 to 3-6 here.
Oh, dangerous. Well, good mark.
So, George Dent nurses up here to Damien Green. It's a 200 gamer last week, and well done to him. The Slug handballs it off to the Catfish. He nurses out here to Johnny Greenslade. Greenslade once again chips it up the line to Shell. Love his versatility. He was spoiling the ball down in defence. Now he's up on the wing, providing attack. Here's Cocciolione, who seems to recover from that hit before. Dangerous territory here. Ball held in there. So the breeze, boys, are picking up out there. Indy?
Yeah, I reckon it's gone from a scale of 3 to 4, probably up to a 6, maybe even a 7 now. It was certainly a bit heavier towards the back end of that first quarter. It's dropped off just a tiny bit since then, but still very strong and coming towards the dream maker from the camera's perspective.
Very astute there, Boards. He'd better than the Channel 7 weather girl.
Yep, that's good. Very good from Jeffries there. He wanted to go at the ball. Deserves a goal here, and you know, good brave footy from Onkas going into the win. They're really moving it through the middle of the ground. They're not getting stuck out on the boundary. They're still playing attacking footy, and if they can kick one here, vital goal at the moment.
Well, it took,
or vital shot for goal.
Took
sorry,
virtually the end of the quarter for Blackwood to kick their first goal against the win. So here's a chance for Jeffries. 8 minutes in, sets on its way. Drop punt, just pulls wide. So minor score. They move to 3-7 to 1-2. So, ball being retrieved from the main street of Tweedvale. So, ball brought back into play for the Woods. Chips it up, taken here by Reece Spawn. Missed a lot of football this year with an injury. Goes out wide here. Finds Baldacera close to the boundary line. So, Jack Baldacera, what's on offer? Puts it down. Target there was Tuck, got rid of his opponent. Going to ground there, crashing in. Ball fed out here towards David Lees. You know, he'll keep his head over the ball, which he does. Feeds it back out here to Jeffries. His kick was smothered. Turnover here. Held in there, but going the other way. The Dogs, now they're out. Got to hit a target here, which they did. Comes back to Hodge, who's running. Sells a bit of shimmy work, gets around his opponent there. Nurses his. Well, it's set for Hillard. He does. Hillard gabs it. Thought about the handball, perhaps he should have. A bit of a mung kick. His Shell mopping up for the Dogs, puts it out wide here.
Oh, good
contested mark taken by Leonard, the safe hands man. So Michael Leonard, short to Greenside. So the experienced players getting involved here for the Dogs. That's a calculated kick forward, looking for Adcock. It's gone over his head, bouncing ball close to the boundary line. Bennett's pretty happy to put it out over the boundary line. So just Blackwood, no real system as yet working with the wind, Boards. No,
Dogs attacking well through the middle into the wind again. Their footy's looking good.
So, Ruckjewel, Adcock doing it, double-handed it down, fed out here for the Woods. Here's Kenny again. Oh, good attack by Will Cowling, gets onto his right, has a shot. Umpire and the goals moves a bit too far. In fact, a lot as it's out of bounds on the full. So the youngster there, flying shot, would have been a miracle goal if he converted that one.
It was a nice bit of footy, nice take.
Nice trap, yep.
Hard shot into the wind.
So I think it's Venning, deep in defence here, Sammy Venning. Bring the ball back in for the Woods. Good crowd here in the house, enjoying a good game of footy. As Onka's clinging to this lead, 3-6 to 1-2. Good grab taken by that man, Shell. Shell sends it back in. Once again, chopped out by Venning. Wastes no time, gets it out here. He's got Lockie Banish, got it set for him. Closing on him is Gamma. Will get on that left foot, as you can see. Nurses it back to Corridor. Smart football there. Put it back to Quasira, the goal kicker early in this game. So Jacob Quasira undecided.
Onkas need some more up there. They're 2 on 4 at the moment.
They're quite conscious of the big man, but the big man got his hands to it there in Adcock. Ball goes ground. Leonard feeds it out towards Mayo. Cowling overruns the ball. Finally taken here by Hayden Kenny, who'd probably be high in the best players for Blackwood. Gets out here, hopped and fumbled what he should have taken, goes back and gets it, and the ball held in there as umpire Holmes will come in and ball it up. So we've played 12 minutes here in the second term. Jaden and Indy, just the stats that matter early in the second term.
Well, it's 10 inside 50s to 1 for the quarter. Onkas have been getting repeat entries on the frequent, but hit-outs are only 1 to 4, and that's actually in Blackwood's favour, so they have turned that stat into their favour at least. Jaden?
Cheers. Thanks, Indy. So 22 kicks each, actually, for these sides, but 8 handballs to 4 in favour of Onkas.
Thanks, boys. As usual, great work down on the boundary boards. Is impressing you. no higher rating than to be rated by the great man here. And good to have him on board in his final series. Perhaps next year we'll be watching his team go round if he gets reappointed. So, Blackwood indecision there. I think it was Benson. Finally goes up the line. Picks out a teammate. Is made to earn that. Is a 50 metre. Yes, it is. 25 metre. Give him a bit of the treatment there. Grabs the ball. Races off. So Blackwood taking advantage. I think it might be Badco. So Vine standing him up. So Blackwood a chance to go deep inside their 50 here. Bailey Badco. Long kick. Hopton's the target. Made the lead. Got his hands to it. Taken off hands there, and then Hopton completes the play with a good strong tackle, holding in the ball there. So Blackwood, opportunity to score from this forward sortie. Good bit of ruck work by Shell, got it down, but once again, ball held in there. Matty Dean over the top there of Dykes, but I think it is at the bottom of the pack for Blackwood. So umpire Dennis Raymond coming in and ball it up. So Shell to leap, but tried to flick it down. Fed out into Lees. Lees with a sweeping handball out wide, but intercepted there by Dykesman. Tries to call it back, comes back to Lees. Play on, said the umpire, comes back here to Shell. He'll kick him out of trouble for this time. A bit of a push in the back there. Yeah, it's plain as a nose on your face there. And Will Cowling to take the resultant free kick for the Dogs.
Yeah, Dogs still being attacked. Well, not sure about that kick though. It shows they're a lot more effective going through the middle, but I'm really liking the way that they are continuing to attack into the wind, and they're continuing to use the centre of the ground, because Lobethal's a beautiful ground. It's very wide though, and you can get lost out on the wings.
Absolutely, as Will Cowling did then with that kick, drifted right over the line. Here's a chance, Shell one-handed. Oh, here comes the Hopton. Feeds out the handball to Dykes, but he loves him around the corner. But not as much this time. Through for a minor score. So Blackwood, 2 points to 1 behind is the tally for this term. They go to 1-3 to 3-6 here.
Really terrific of the crowd there to just stand and watch as the Onkas lad has to go in behind the pine trees to find the footy himself.
Absolutely.
If you're down there in the forward pocket, why wouldn't you help out?
Probably full of donuts there from the donut store.
Yeah,
they can't
they
run,
could be.
mate, but as you said, anyway, the joys of community country footy. So the ball being retrieved back here. So Onkas will bring the ball back in here from Phoenix Lions with kicking in duties on this occasion. Goes short and low in front there. Kusira got in front. That's Clark there, held up. Tyson Clark in the sleeves for Blackwood. So the ball pitched in that canteen pocket flank area at the moment. So Blackwood will be looking to make something out of it. Shell got the knockdown at the back here, lurking his tuck. Fed out there by Lees. Good work by him. Close to boundary line again. Got it to Vines. He's worked over the boundary line. So once again, the academy boy will come into play. So about 15 minutes. So midway through this term. So Blackwood be looking to reap reward with the use of the breeze. As Michael Borden said, perhaps could go in at half time ahead. There's Matty T with a shot.
Ooh.
Sprayed that one. So third consecutive behind. So 3 behinds, 3 goals would have been handy boards.
Yeah, and obviously from what we've seen, it's not an easy day to kick goals with this breeze. It's not quite straight down the ground. Neither team being able to do much damage, or the damage you'd think they would be able to into the wind. You look at that, ball's really held up again against the wind.
So update from Mount Pleasant. Gumaraka 2-2 are leading Meadows 2-1. Of course, the sudden death semi-final out there. The winner of that will go on to play Kangarilla. Of course, Kersbrook winning yesterday's second semi-final over Kangarilla. So Kersbrook in the big dance in the centenary year boards, which would be something special with the centenary flag.
Yeah, it would be, and they've been a good team for a long time now, Kersbrook, a real power in country division.
Here's Spawn right in front of the Dreammaker on the King Wing broadcast area. Nurses the ball forward. Dykesman lurking, but I think it's going to elude him and go out of bounds. So it'll be the Dogs who relieve the pressure here. Actually, I might just ask you at half time your thoughts on that out of bounds on the, has it made possession and also accuracy in your disposal very important, I'd suggest. So DJ Lee's in the deep back pocket. Nurses up the line, misses the target and Gamma. Spawn swoops. He's got assistant there from Fairman. The youngster gets a quick kick forward and finds Kenny. Kenny's got Clark, the youngster, and picks him out. So Tyson Clark here with an opportunity. Yeah, perhaps we'll bring it up now. So you just got to be aware as a coach that just kills you a bit more. It used to be a ruck duel from the boundary.
Yeah,
last touch.
I like it. I think the last touch rule's good. Look, I'm not sure as, you know, if a quick handball around the boundary, but definitely the kick. If the kick hasn't been touched and it goes out, I think it's a very good rule, and I certainly think it frees up the play, and it stops a lot of the congestion around the stoppage if there's boundary thrown after boundary throw-in. Very good goal there.
Yeah, Tyson Clark, it seemed to hold up in the breeze, and at the last minute curled back in, so the young man, and they all get around him, and why not? A very important goal by a young man, perhaps playing his first senior final. So the Woods just creep a little bit closer, 2-4 to 3-6. It's come up to about 16 and a half minutes gone. His second term called the Wild Elimination Final. Division 1 Hills competition coming to you, and trust you're enjoying our live stream worldwide. So a good game of footy on a Sunday afternoon if you settle back, particularly in the state in lockdown. Trust you're enjoying Hills football. So, Zach Zevenboom back. Sam Zevenboom in ruck. Tackled there by Tuck.
Got Leonard into the ruck as well, and Big Shell just dropped forward, and Shell's hands have been very good all day, so it'll be interesting to see if they can get a quick one in there, see what he can do.
So Zevenboom the leaper, because in the league in Eastern Zone, rep this year, comes out to Chipiana, got a greenside quick high kick, lurking back there, and taking a good mark is very good mark. In fact, Sammy Venning had hurt himself in the landing there. Trust he's all right. Might knock the wind out of him. As the umpire comes in to see if he's all right, has actually... Yeah.
Oh, bit of claret.
Yes, so blood rule here after taking that mark. So Sammy Venning will...
Nothing wrong with that contest either.
No,
It was good to see the young fella... number 42 from Onkas, Will Cowling, made a real contest of it. He wasn't prepared to sit off and let his opponent mark the ball. There was nothing outside the rules for that, but just made a real good contest. And boys, it's a blood rule. You're going to have to wait till the new guy gets out here.
As a coach, you'd be happy to see that when the younger players in the final, because as we said, it's do or die. It's a ticket to Sunday's first semi-final with the mothball shot on offer here this afternoon. So Boulder Cyril will take the resultant free kick as Venning leaves the ground. So umpire just waiting, and now officially can take the kick. This umpire Cam Rule there, ruling. So Boulder Cyril runs around the man on the mark, gets out here towards Clark, who just kicked that goal some 2 minutes ago for the Woods. Good kick by the youngster in the sleeves this afternoon. Nurses the ball up the line to another youngster in Fairman. Oh, that's a very good half volley. Moves the ball up forward. And another mark taken out there for Blackwood in front of the Onka Valley coaching box. Nurses at forward, presenting well with Spawn. The vice captain, as I said, missed a lot of the season with injury. Good to see him back out there at the business end of the campaign here for 2021. So Reece Spawn decides to centre the ball, picks out the big ruckman in Zevenboom. Big Sammy. Oh, his kick is smothered there by Coccione, who infringed over the mark, I believe, boards. Oh. Running from behind, I guess. Maybe it's a bit technical by umpire Holmes, but...
I thought the umpire had called play on there.
Perhaps Coccione heard something.
Yeah.
But anyway, Sam Zevenboom there with the opportunity to kick consecutive goals for Blackwood, which would really put them back in the game. It'll be a 2-point margin. So Biggie Sammy, as I said, Interleague Ruckman this year and Eastern Zone in the Country Championship. So well done to the big man. This important kick for him. Has unfortunately just pulled it wide. So 1 goal forwards the return this quarter for Blackwood. But they do edge a little bit closer, so perhaps, as you said, their prediction for the coach to be in front at half-time still could become a reality. So wait for the ball to come back through George Dent for the Dogs, puts it out towards the pavilion side. Big leap there, off hands. Ball comes down here, stolen by the Woods. No, locked in here's Greenside lurking. Tries to get a handball back here, intercepted by Blackwood, and actually a free kick paid there. It was Jackson Fairman, the youngster. So it was slung over the boundary. So, as I said, exciting youngster. Made his interleague debut at Courier, very handy. And his first season of A-grade footy. Chips it up, getting back to talk.
Boys.
No talk there. Oh, trying to poke was big yarn. Just couldn't quite get his boot to it. And then no talking there between the two big dogs. Tall timber, ball spills here, kicked away by Tanner, the veteran. Oh, clean bowl was Oscar Hodge. Picked up here.
3 ruckmen there really managing to stuff things up when it wasn't that hard.
Ball comes back into Gamma. He's looking for a way out. Just handballs out in the open. Hopefully the cavalry arrives in shell, but he's taking in a very good tackle play on, says umpire Raymond, letting it flow. But as you said,
and having said that, all the 4 ruckmen on the ground today have all played really, really well. There's a great contest in the air from the big fellas at the moment.
And Big Yarn just couldn't quite get the foot to it. As a sweeping handball comes out here. Round the corner, Coursera for the Dogs, bouncing ball on the wing area. Clark's involved, gets a handball back, taken there by Gamma on the left foot. That'll favour him. High kick towards interchange area. Bailey Badco, a big leap there, close to the boundary line. Ball still in play, is it? As the pack forms, so it must be just millimetres from the boundary line. But, the big men just, perhaps not finish off what they could have done. Ball comes out here. Run there of Tanner, I think it was. Nurses the ball forward. Here's a loose ball. First to get be Hillard, the youngster. Showed a bit of pace. Has one bounce. Draws the opponent. Kicks at the space down here. Finds another teammate working it forward. River Moore gets to the tee. Coughs up the mark. Again goes back in. But well done, Matty Dean. Feeds it back out here towards Coursera. He's under pressure, gets it back here to Lines off fumbles. Going in hard is Oscar Hodge using the body. Oh, a bit of shimmy work there, the youngster. Has he done too much? Yes, he's coughed it up, boards.
Oh, it was a good initial work by Oscar Hodge. Was just unlucky there. The ball sort of slipped out of his hands. But Dennis, I think you've been a bit hard on him there.
Yep.
Give the young fella a break.
Crowd getting involved out here in the King Hill, the grassy knoll, overlooking Lobethal Oval. So, Carissa nurses it up here. Big leap there. I'll get his hands to it. Spilling the ball there. For Blackwood was Bailey Badco. Just couldn't complete what would have been a real specky. So ball out over the boundary line just along from the Dreammaker commentary and broadcast area. Because Flynn Rogers bringing all the action down the barrel. Oh, the Academy boy perhaps have his time again. That's the first one he's messed up this year.
It's the first letdown.
That's not your favourite, is it?
Look, all the umpires are my favourite, but that's not the lad I mentioned earlier.
Okay, so you'd be on the phone to him.
That's better.
After.
That's a lot better throwing there.
It's a personal coach for him. Ball fed out here. Vines is in a whole heap of trouble there and held up there by Zevenboom and banished. So umpire Dennis Raymond will come in. So Zevenboom shelled the 2 leapers. Good contest there. Ball comes out. Well done, Benson crashes his way through. Daniel Benson. Kick sort of lets him down, but he got the yardage that he needed. Tried to sucker it was T. Missed everything. Matty Dean mopping up for the Dogs. Good work by Hopton, held the ball in, but pushed his opponent out there.
Good hard work there by Daniel Benson. You reckon his old man Dave Benson from Dave Benson Caravans would be able to put a couple of decent windows in the corner here for us so we could see through them?
Well, maybe he could get us a new caravan.
Well, he could. You never know.
The Dreammaker 1963 vintage boards.
He might have a couple laying around the place. You never know.
This caravan's about 30 years older than you, boards. This big Daniel Shell takes the mark here right in front of us. The crowd getting emanated here on the wing, as we said. So Daniel Shell, great athlete. Aspirations to be an astronaut, boards.
Has he really?
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
Wants to be a NASA man.
Okay.
Big grab there taken by Jeffries. Quickly gets to the lead up here of Leonard. Did he hold it? No, as he goes to ground.
Dangerous there. Onka's looking dangerous.
A student of the astronautical situations. Anything you want to know, you go talk to Big Daniel.
He must be very switched on.
He does. Loves the air, as you notice. Well, the high marks. Comes down to the green slade.
Oh, Big Yarn's wrapped him up there.
Locked him
no
up.
Escape.
So, once again, umpire rule. Balls it up. Bit of holding and pushing there. And Ruck. Adcock got it down. Once again, will it get clear? Yes, it does. Coming to meet it there. It's Coursera, I think it was. Straightens up and there's a shot at goal. I tell you what, boys.
Jeez, that was good by
Coursera. One of the goals of the match.
Oh, that is goal of the day so far.
Jacob Coursera.
Against the tide too. He's taken that ball cleanly and straight through, and there's a couple of boys just offering a bit of advice out on the wing here. Wouldn't mind seeing it boil up a bit, Pistols.
Absolutely. Wow, fantastic effort there. Ground level, followed up and got the weaved his way clear, and then just had the shot, and in difficult conditions against the wind, it did enough. So Jacob Coursera now the leading goal kicker on the ground with 2. And the Dogs,
such an important goal too.
Yep, 4-6 to 2-5. So what's it, a 13-point margin here, as half-time is definitely on the horizon here. So the Dogs weathering the storm here at the moment, so to speak. So Shell, the astronaut, big leap there. Tanner lurking, the Veteran gets the ball, but taken away from him by Courier. The Magic Man got it to Chipiana, got his kick away after a big hit.
Oh, here
ball
he-
lurking
another
again.
chance.
Here's Greenslade, tries a bit of soccer skill action. Ball favours here. Dunn, was he grabbed high? Yes, no. So the umpire comes back here to Kenny, nurses the ball clear and finds Clark a diving mark. So desperate defence here just before half-time. They wouldn't want to concede another one. Blackwood against the win. Chips it out to Baldacera in the half-back flank.
Nice work by Dunn again there.
Yep.
He's a very good, angry, tough type of defender.
So
You'd
they-
love to have him on your team, and here he is again. Oh, Jesus, I've just given him a
Yeah.
rap.
Well,
He's recovered well, though.
They do that to your boards. They put here Benson, your other man.
On his left, he's going to be on his left.
Grab
Oh,
it,
well done.
Give it to the run here of Hilliard. We know he's got plenty of pace. Nurses the ball forward. T lurking. Went over the top of Rivermore. Gives it back to Hilliard, who's run in on the run. Can he do? Oh, when you need to win.
That
Even
deserved a goal.
Even a Zephyr you needed then, boards, but nothing on offer, so more in a score. So
Great footy by Blackwood. Certainly deserved a goal there.
It's probably the best passage of running footy for the day so far, I'd suggest. So 1 goal, 5 for the term, boards. Let's hope they haven't kicked themselves out. So straight down the centre comes a kicking. Oh, big leap from Carissa. He's doing everything. Grabbed by Greenside, races through the centre pitch area, puts it up here and finds the veteran in Stevie Tanner. Quickly on the left, gets it forward.
Oh, well done.
Why wouldn't you? Because you're going to
Well
lose that
done.
up there in Big Adcock. Handballs onto his other big forward in
Bang.
Leonard, and strolling goal, boards. And as we said, what Scott Preble wouldn't want has happened.
That coast to coast and 2 in a row, and gee, Johnny Greenslade's coming into the game at the moment. That experience, he's so clean with the ball, we use it every time, and also that experience there of young Stephen Tanner just to roll onto the left and keep the ball moving, made sure that Blackwood couldn't get back in defence, and the big fellas finished it off, didn't they, Pistols?
Absolutely, he'll love you, young Stephen Tanner.
Yeah, beautiful bit of footy. We had a couple of young guys going on the field last week as he and young Brad Birch entered the field at the same time.
Wow.
But good footy there. Greenslade, Tanner down to the Twin Towers and finish it off. 2 very important goals in a row there for Onkas.
That'd be near a century-old combination,
Yeah,
those two.
close, probably close to 100 not out.
And a fair few games too, I'd appreciate. Close to, well, nearly 600. Well deep into 500 for sure. So back in the middle. Shelter leaper, but big yarn at ground level, got the knockout, taken by Gamado. Oh, handball intercepted there by Dykesman. Here's a chance for Blackwood to redeem before half-time. He's locked up in a tackle and going nowhere. Good work there by Tommy Mayo. Dangerous player when he's got the football, Dykesman, but going nowhere that time. So Shell. Ball comes down to the tuck, shreds his way through, threads out a handball, taken by Chipiana, in turn gets out to Andy Vines, who's got a bit of space. So the Catfish nurses up here to Cochileone. So Cochileone in the true wing position here. Clubroom side, takes the ball long. Adcock's the target. Oh, good defence work there by Bennett, springs it down, but lurking is that man. Quasera's had a very good second term. Wheels around, puts it forward, the lead of Leonard, gets his hand to it once again, that man done, good spoil. Ball comes back up here, diving mark in the wing area, taken out there as the siren sounds. That was respawn, and that'll be all for the second term. So both sides having their chances around goal, but you'd suggest that Blackwood, Onka Valley rather, taking the better use of them. So we move in at 5-6, adding 2 goals straight for that term, Onka Valley. And Blackwood, as we said, 1 goal 5 has taken them to 2-6 for the quarter. So still anyone's game. 3 straight kicks the difference. 18-point lead as we go down to Jaden and Indy for the stats up to half-time, boys.
Thank you, Pistols. It was an interesting second term, and even though there is 3 goals worth of breathing space for Onkas, I can't say it was a massively convincing quarter performance. They did dominate inside 50s, 17-9 in their favour, but they weren't super efficient with a lot of those forward 50 entries, particularly in the first half of that quarter. I reckon a couple late goals seemed to give them a little bit more breathing space, but it definitely looked like Blackwood were gaining a bit of momentum. They got consecutive entries in the middle parts of that quarter. 9 in the quarter overall, inside 50s wise, isn't a great statistic advantage, but if you can golden an opportunity in a time like this, it can be really useful. Hit outs are 8-12 in advantage of Blackwood as well, so the stoppage work has improved slightly, but centre clearances are 3-1 in Onka's favour for the term, which was a bit of a loss from those same stoppages. And all in all, I just reckon Blackwood, with some of the opportunities they were building in that second term, really should only be within a goal in it rather than 3 goals. But for more advanced statistics, I'll take it over to Jaden J. Hill.
Cheers. Thank you, Indy. So 56 kicks to 53 in favour of Onkers. So Blackwood got 53 kicks again, as they did in the first quarter. And 25 handballs to 9 in favour of Onkers. So, like I said in the quarter time break, you can definitely see the style of game that Onkers are trying to play. So they're smashing them in the handballing area. And 25 marks to 17, though, to Blackwood. So they're winning in that area. And the tackles. Blackwood's pressure was really good. It was a big improvement from the first quarter, 40 to 32. So just the total, so 109 kicks to 106 in favour of Onkers. Handballs, 40 to 19 in favour of Onkers. Tackles, 63 to 51 in favour of the Woods. And marks is 58 to 36 in favour of Blackwood as well. Pistols, that was Blackwood's third lowest first half score for the year as well. So there's a stat for you.
Well, we know you always pull them out. Yeah, well done. So what an occasion to pull out your lowest half for the season and the game that's got so much riding on. But anyway, that's how it is. You're on the call of the Wild here. Hills Footy. We'll be back with more shortly.
Driving a lemon? Turn that lemon into something sweet with a Police Credit Union car loan. With an amazing rate of 3.99% and comparison rate of 4.25%, it's easy peasy lemon squeezy. Visit Police Credit Union today.
Hillsfooty.com, powered by HFL Media and Lofty, radio with altitude.
Hi, it's Chris Gowans here, SAFL Hall of Fame member, and you're listening to the Vibe of the Hills Footy on HFL Media.
G'day, this is Tony Modra, and there is always plenty of top marks with the coverage of Hills community football here on HFL Media.
Yes, Cavalcade of Stars here this afternoon on the Call of the Wild. Sunday session coming to you from the Valley of Praise, Lobethal Oval. It's Hills Football League Division 1 Elimination Final action at this stage. Onka Valley with the nose in front, 5-6. 3 straight goals. A lead over the Blackwood Football Club at 2-6. And as I said, talking of Stars, I've been joined by, well, the great man Michael Borden, as he does usually in the final series. Next year, Boards promises we'll be actually calling your game. You'll be happy to be doing that rather than being in here.
I'd rather you be doing that. So let's fingers crossed. Let's see what happens.
And speaking of what's happened, tell us your impressions. Put your coach's hats on, your analytical hat.
Oh, look, it's a good, intense game of footy with both sides having a real crack. You know, I can see, you know, Benson is really starting to get his hands on the ball. He's a tough unit going through the middle of the ground and just getting onto that left foot and trying to set his forward line up. Dykesman looking very, very busy and very dangerous up forward. They just need to get the ball to him a bit more. Dunn has been resolute off half-back. As I said, he's a real competitive backman. He wins the one-on-ones. He's releasing the ball for them. Really impressed, as I am every time, with Oscar Hodge just running up and down that wing, and he's putting his head down, showing some of that real hard stuff at the footy that his uncle Chris Illman was renowned for in his football career. Oscar's really taken some of Chris's advice on board, and I think Chris has showed him some of his old films, and that hardness in Oscar's game is really coming from what he's seen with Uncle Chris.
Where would that be, the old Super 8 or?
I think it might be the beta video, yeah. And luckily that no one taped over it because it's fairly old, but it's obviously been kept in the safe so the young fella can have a look at it. And I think where Blackwood can improve is they need to be more direct. They need to go through the middle of the ground. As we discussed before, it's a wide ground, and Blackwood are going wide, and their shots for goal aren't being from in front, or haven't been from in front. Whereas Onkas have been brave enough to attack through the middle, and they're using their short kicks and opening it up, and then setting it up with some deep forward entries, and to kick those last 2 goals of the quarter, and to the way they move the ball on quickly and roll on has been very dangerous. So I think Blackwood need to be more direct if they're going to keep themselves in this game and put themselves in a position to win. The other side, though, is they're going to have to stop Onkas from scoring in this quarter, because Onkas have still got the use of a pretty reasonable breeze, and Blackwood defended really well in the first quarter, but they haven't attacked well enough with the win. So if Onkas keep using the ball through the middle, keep dangerous, Johnny Greenslade getting his hands on the ball really well, using the players around him, and those key forwards of Leonard and Adcock are just so dangerous. And you've also got number 42 down there, Will Cowling, who, when they put all their put a fair bit of work into Leonard and to Adcock, Cowling's going to get free as well. And young Jacob Quasira, those the 2 goals that he's taken off the ground have been great. So if they keep getting the ball in there the way they are, being direct to goal, Onkas are going to be very hard to stop at the moment. Although I think Blackwood, they've got some good ball winners, and there's no reason they can't launch a counter attack. But they're going to have to go through the middle, because they're wasting a lot of energy going around the outside. They're making it too hard for themselves to score, and there's been a number that they've kicked out of bounds where they should have really set up and gone further inside. So for me at the moment, and the scoreboard reflects it, I think Onkas are right on top. However, Blackwood aren't out of this, so I think they're still right in the game.
Well, as you mentioned, a couple of the guys have been very valuable around the goals. I said 5-6 goal kickers, Quasira with 2, Leonard with 2, and Cowling. And Blackwood just the 2, obviously Dykesman and young Clark. So the midfield battle, we spoke about that, because the ruckman, I think Shell being the leaper, Big Yarn's had his share of knockouts. But how do you see you mentioned Benson, but how have you seen the overall clearances?
Look, overall, I think, and I
Greenside's been busy.
I don't know the actual stats because I wasn't looking. I was looking over and trying to work out a way I could get to the donut van in the break, but that's obviously not going to happen. Johnny Greenslade for me, he's got the clean hands around the pack, and he's just got a bit more time than everyone else. And Chipiana gets in the right place for Johnny to give him the ball, and they run off him quite well. You've also got Tom Mayo starting to look very dangerous forward. He's also been defending well as a forward, laying those tackles. Some real quality. Ben Jeffries working through the middle. There's some real quality and sure hands. I'd put Onkas on top in the midfield battle at the moment. However, Blackwood have got some good quality through there, so it's not going to take them much. I would put some work into Johnny Greenslade. I'd try to have someone on him the whole time. It's just you've got to be good enough to control John, because he uses his body so well. His hands are so good. He's clean with his possession every time. So I think he's a real problem for them at the moment.
I think a problem they've got, Blackwood, is goal kicking. You look at the leading goal kickers. Dykesman with 23, T with 26, Hopton was 16. Well, none of them have really set the world on fire. T's had probably more of the ball than the others. Hopton, as we said earlier, needs to get in the game. But Evan Johnson, who was such a key factor in their win last year, 57 points, kicked 4 goals. He's missing this afternoon. And also their other leading goal kicker, that I haven't had him through half the season, is Aisha, of course. Yeah. So just where they're going to get, then it drifts down to Fairman with 10 Vanderbeek, when you bit more of a spread for Onkas throughout the season and also today, goal kickers.
Yeah, look, I think Dykesman is looking quite dangerous, but I think they're the way Onkas are defending, they're causing him to have to lead wide, and we've seen him leading into the pocket. Yep. He kicked a really good goal in the first quarter from the pocket. They're going to need to be braver and go through the middle and just be prepared to make a contest and have some boys on the ground to be crumbing, because at the moment they're finding it too hard to score. They had that wind. They had a strong wind in that quarter to only kick 1 goal. I think they'd be pretty disappointed with that. So They're going to really need to absorb some pressure here. They're going to need to rebound it quickly through the middle and be brave and try and go straight to goal and give their forwards a chance.
Well, Blackwood out on the oval very early. In fact, they beat the umpires back who were just making their way onto the arena. As I said, a 3-goal deficit for them. 5-6 plays 2-6. And, well, just up the road, half-time in the Country Division game. And close contest there. Gumaraka 3-5, Meadows 3-2. So 3-point ball game there to see who continues on in the season. So, hey, just take us back a couple of weeks ago. Mount Lofty had a very good win over Blackwood. Without giving too much away, in case your little black book for next season, how did you shut down specific things of Blackwood, or they weren't allowed to play well?
Oh, look, the boys were up and about. It was Alex Weeks' 200th A-grade game.
Yep.
The boys brought a lot of energy and a lot of pressure on the day, and we were just very aware that Blackwood's wingers and their halfback flankers are very good players, got some really good runs. So we tried to block their run off halfback and just try to make sure we got first hands on the footy. And our young blokes through the middle, like Harry Weeks, Bennett Wood, Declan Carmody, certainly got hold of the ball and used it well. And Harry Weeks and Declan Carmody were also able to sneak forward and kick multiple goals for us.
But as you said today, restricting those guys, but some of these Blackwood guys, Kenny, Hodge, they've had enough of the ball off the fence, so they're certainly doing their job today.
Oh, they have.
They
have. There's like Dunn, Kenny, Oscar Hodge, as we talked about. They're playing some good footy. Yep. Baldazira, he's done some good stuff deep in defence, and I think Baldazira's been using his kicks well. He's been hitting the targets, but they're continuing to go around the outside. They need to go through the middle, and Onkas are able to push them wide, and then Onkas turn the ball over and they go straight back inside. They're a lot more efficient in the way they're going to goal.
We know they've got the two big power forwards there, Adcock, Leonard, good hands, and also Sherrill if he drops down there. So what you're saying, Blackwood long and direct, but don't they have confidence in someone clunking the marks there like Hopton or whoever, because they're not at all. As we said, Dykesman are sort of crumbing forward. T's the same, so really height. I know they put the big man down there, Warbett, and put Zevon Boom doing the rucking duties, but do they have to take the game on? They said have confidence in clunking marks.
Yeah, I think they've got to trust Yarn.
Rather than being split sideways.
Yeah, I think they've got to trust Yarn and Sam a bit more when they're there. Their first look, though, seems to be to go wide, and they're happy to hug the boundary. And at the moment, it's not working for them. Because with this win, they need to be having their shots from in front. They need to be having deep forward entries, and they're allowing Onkas to get back and cover those entries.
Hillsfooty.com, powered by HFL Media and Lofty, radio with altitude.
Hi folks, it's Graham Corn speaking, and you're taking in the best of Adelaide Hills community footy right here on HFL Media.
All right, back here at Thomas Foods International Park here in Lobethal. Mouthful there, boards, as we're underway. Second half for one of these sides. It'll be the last half of footy. For the winner, they move on to the first semi-final next week in a meeting with the Lobethal Tigers. First contest, ball held in. So once again, the ruckman will resume hostilities. Big Yarn wins that one down. Followed up by Benson, who was pretty good in the first half. Puts the ball forward and finds Spawn. He certainly needs to get into the game for him. So Spawn, vice-captain, goes long. Big leap there. Strong mark
well,
taken
George
back
Dent.
down by George Dent. Yeah, strong in the air. Waste no time. Puts it up the centre. Here's Shell. We know he'll take the mark, which he does. So Daniel Shell, reigning best and fairest for the Doggies, puts it out wide. Will it sit here for the run? Taken there by Gamma. Gets on the left foot, but decides to get it towards Greenslade. Gives it to young Cowling. He's dispossessed quickly. Comes back to Greenslade. Finally, Matt Tuck wins the ball out, but Dennis Raymond's picked out a free kick down. He'll go to Johnny Greenside, who Michael Borden said is certainly having an influence. Plenty of experience because multiple Sturt.
Come on, Johnny. Go the barrel, Johnny. You got the win, Johnny. Go the barrel.
And Unley special. So Greenside holding the ball for a long time to see what unearths. Then goes short up the line and finds Gamma, the left footer, the racehorse, of course, former Nan footballer, second year with the Dogs, so he'll go long towards the top of the square. Tall Timber, Cowling behind the back of the pack. Ball comes off hands. He's done. Will it sit for him? Yes, he does. The reliable defender puts it out wide here, but I tell you what, he hasn't got a lot to meet. In fact, it's going to go out last touch and would have been taken by George Dent anyway. Nurses it forward, finds Jeffries, who takes a mark. Coming in was Hopton.
That was ordinary. Take him back.
So Hopton just making Jeffries earn that one. And he'll certainly earn a penalty real estate up the field. So this will take him right to the tee for goal. And this certainly wouldn't be the start Blackwood want, Michael Bourne. If you're a coach, it'd be just ropeable, I'd suggest.
No, well, just the error, once again, trying to hug the boundary. So they've got possession of the ball, they've got people on, they've hugged the boundary, kicked it straight out, which means George Dent can get into Jeffries. And then, you know, someone's just way too late on the scene with a pretty ordinary effort, and Jeffries goes bang. And that's what they, you know, Blackwood got what they deserved there.
So just 2.5 minutes into the second half, Blackwood have, Onka Valley have extended their margin out to 4 goals, 6-6 to 2-6. And I tell you what, they had the opportunity, a positive start as they had the first inside 50 entry, and then something like that, that just, as I said, that's a bit of a coach killer and
oh yeah,
ropeable. But anyway, we'll see if they're good enough to get out of it. They have to hard work, that's for sure. As we said, Country Division first semi-final, Gumaraka 3-5, Lee Meadows 3-2. We'll keep you posted out there. Here's Shell again. They're going forward, the Dogs. I tell you what, if they get a run on here, they could threaten to really put this game beyond doubt. First to get there was Mayo.
Well done
gets
by
handball
Mayo.
out to the Catfish, and Vines quickly lifts the eyes and picks out a teammate
Catfish.
there. In Courier, this way, that way, perhaps run himself into trouble. He said, I'll take the hard way home rather than the simple set shot.
I
And in
reckon
the end,
that might have
got it
been touch pistol. I reckon
Okay.
Oscar Hodge might have got a finger on that, but good footy by Mayo and the Catfish there. Really good vision.
So, Blackwood under heaps of pressure. They went in 3 goals down. That margin's been extended by 7 points. So, done. Down the centre of the ground. Oh, big leap there by Lyons. Couldn't complete the mark. Comes to Fanning. Gets it back here. There's Jeffries. Feeds the ball out here. Scrambly play. Comes and meets Hillard. Lifts the eyes to see young Banish. He's given him a task here. If he coughs it up, there's 2 dogs lurking, but he takes the mark.
Good
Lockie
vision.
Banish.
Good vision by Banish there.
So Banish runs back, sends the ball back from the side it came, out in the wing area, back to Hilliard. They're waxing. Good intercept by Vines. Can he gather the ball? Yes, he finally does. Lifts the eyes, tall timber, push out there. No, says the umpire. Here's lurking is Mayo, off to the races, and the Dogs perhaps off to the first semi-final, Michael Borden.
Yeah, some good footy there by the Dogs, some good pressure. I thought the initial movement there by Blackwood to come out this side was good. There was some good vision, but went back into trouble.
Good work by Vines there.
No, the Catfish is really getting himself involved at the moment, and Mayo gets on the end of that and kicks a goal. That one's going to hurt Blackwood.
So his 24th goal for the season, Tommy Mayo. So Onka Valley just continuing this late surge of season form, been impressive. Getting the full complement of players back certainly helps. And they're certainly making a big push here to continue their season. Blackwood, a lot of work to do to keep theirs going. So back in the centre umpire rule, it'll be Jan Warbett for the Woods against the Leaper and Shell. Shell to Leaper, Jan grabs it, and then goes, you get a kick forward. Forward here, and that's a good contested mark taken for Blackwood there. I think it might be young Fairman. It is Jackson Fairman. I said first year of A-grade football, been very impressive. Rep honours for the Hills Football League. So Fairman comes out here to another exciting youngster in Hodge. Good future for Blackwood Football Club. Nurses at forward is Dykesman.
Oh, good kick.
Yep, kept
Great
it low
kick.
and let him run on it to a skipper. So Dykesman probably too far out to score. He goes further afield. Hopton territory. Did he complete the mark? Yes, he did indeed. So Phil Hopton, as I said, need a big game from him. Difficult kick for him here. No, the Academy boy did say it was over the boundary line, so he'll pitch the ball back in, which he does. So Ruckman Gabba, Shell gets it down in front. Here's Greenside lurking, gathers the ball. Sorry, it was Mayo, the last goal kicker, working both ends of the ground. Fisted forward by Lyons, first to get there will be T. Actually socketed backwards to go forward. Gathered here. Ball flipping out the back here. Here's Hayden Kenny. He had a good first half as far as possessions and gets it back to Hilliard. So Patrick Hilliard, as I said, past Woodville West Torrens under 18. Premiership player. What's on offer? Bit underside in the end. Squares up and finds Venning. Venning's got a loose man out here and done, but he goes further afield and finds Oscar Hodge. Will he give it off? No. Hodge just holding the ball, see what's on offer. In the end, he goes forward to the lead once again. A Dykesman. Big lead by the skipper. Almost completed a specky. No, Benson crashes through. And in the meantime is infringed, I think. Hopton also. So the free kick going back here to Damien Green. So the slug, recent 200 gamer, sets the ball up. Dunn works his way to the front. Good disciplined defensive work there. Comes to Shipiana. He runs into a stack of trouble as he's collared there by Benson. Takes him to ground. So ball held up here on the outer King wing right in front of Cameron Finn Rogers. Just enjoying our coverage here on the Core of the Wild through Dartfish. So ball comes down from the ruck duel. Once again, Vandenberg trying to bustle his way through. Matty Chuck, clever little handball to Benson. Turn got a clever little disposal to Banish, who scrubbed as he got the kick. Dykesman, he's dispossessed. Here's the big man in Cheryl. Quick hands gave it to Gamma. Gamma gives it to George Dent. Flicks that handball to Lyons. Oh, he's missed the target there. He's crashing through. Demolition Derby style is spawned. Dogs playing a bit of trouble on the play. Ball comes to Dykesman, but he's offline. But good tough approach there by Spawn. Boards.
Yeah, nice hit on the footy by Spawn there. Just kept his head over the ball and, put it to a dangerous spot.
So Matty Dean nurses the ball back up. Two dogs actually collide there. Spilled the ball. Here's Hodge, tries to sell a bit of candy. Manages to get the handball out, get the hands free. Comes back here to Banish. Banish around the corner, but the tall timber back there for the dogs. And taking the mark is George Dent, reliable defender that he is. He nurses the ball up to Chipiana. So the dogs' defence had all the answers this afternoon. Only conceded the 2 goals. In fact, 2 goals 6. They lead 7-7. So the dogs. So Chipiana nurses it up here. Cotsleone's the target. Disciplined defence there by Baldacera. As you said, Boards, he's been good this afternoon.
He has been good.
So even though they're trailing, the back half of Blackwood have done pretty well. In the scheme of things, I know that sounds a bit funny. They've conceded 7 goals, but the forwards are really where they really need the forwards to make an impact. So ball comes down, they're pushing, shove off the ball. No, Academy boy has to come in a little bit.
Well, he's not an academy boy. I reckon he might.
He's one of the experienced members of it.
He might be on the veterans list, I think.
Oh, you think he's been there a few times?
Yeah, I think he has.
Ball comes out here. Oh, good attack on the ball by Fairman. Held in also by under Matty Tack as well. So by Cameron Raw was ruled.
Gee whiz.
Yeah, well. Actually, it's Banish. My apologies. So.
And Pistol Blackwood certainly had enough of the footy, but here we go again. Like it's not useful.
Yeah.
Not useful. It's made it very hard for the forwards now. Everyone's gone back.
So Vandenberg, left footer, nurses it up the wing, kicks to the space. Oh, coughing up with his young Fairman. Should have taken that. Ball comes out here. Ball to Cyril. Good work there by Mayo.
Oh, beautiful hands,
Gets it back to 1-2. So Mayo goes to ground. Managed to get the ball forward. His Hodge. This will be a big clutch. Oh, well done, Hodge. Took the ball, spun out of trouble.
Oscar Hodge. How's the take there?
Fantastic work. He gets the ball in the centre of the ground. Got it to Rivermore, gives it back to Spawn. This is better by the Woods, needs to make a clunker here. Looks like there's been an infringement here. Fanning on Hopton. Perhaps a bit unlucky there, Blake Fanning.
Oscar Hodge, that's some of that, that toughness I was talking about early.
Well,
that's what he's learned off those beta videos from the late 80s, early 90s from Uncle Chris.
That was King Carey style, wasn't it?
Certainly was.
The grab and the spin out of trouble. So Phil Hopton is yet to get on the ball this afternoon. 16 for the season. Badly need a goal here. Understatement. Their last goal 16 minutes into the second term, which is only their second. 2-6 to 7-7, as we said. So Phil Hopton, all the work ahead of him, kicking into the wind. So I'll take his best effort. Sets it up. I tell you, he's got the distance all right. Accuracy is not what we cried, or Coach Preble. So first score of the second half. It's taken them 10.5 minutes. Boards. Minor one at that.
Yeah.
So 2-7, 7-7. So back to the straight 30-point margin. So ball comes out here for the Dogs. High kick ball to Sarah, camped under it. Be favoured to mark it. Shell come in over the top. Took the mark. Not paid. Gives it to Cochidione. Missed a handball to Carissa. I like his game this afternoon. He's been everywhere. Kicking goals, defending. Ball held up right in front of us. So umpire Raymond, one of the best in the business. Jan Vorbit. Ball comes down there. Tapped forward by Tuck. Got assistance from Benson, but Greenside got it to line, so the Dogs into attack again. Here's Leonard lumbering out. Dunsy's quite his shadow. Takes him to ground.
Oh, that's rubbish. That was a good tackle by Dunn there.
Yeah.
Umpire, what are you doing? You're too far away.
Good pressure applied there.
Can't keep making things up.
by Dunn, but it's Leonard already with 2 for the quarter. So Leonard sets it up, although Adcock did well in the end.
Adcock.
Read the ball, kept his eyes on it as it drifted away, and the big man. So Jake Adcock the opportunity to join the goal kickers this afternoon. He's been
excellent kick by Leonard too. Just put it to the advantage side of Adcock, and the big fella did the rest. But gee whiz,
he's going to run around here.
Oh,
Didn't allow enough, so through for a minor score. So
thought Dunn was very unlucky there, Pistols.
Yep, absolutely. 7-8 to 2-7. Early stats, Jaden and Indy.
Yeah, looking very even across the board right now. 6 inside 50s to 5 in Onka's favour, and 5 hit-outs to 3 in Onka's favour as well.
It's a year of living dangerously here, boards. You're right. Fairman getting that kick out, but I tell you, here we go. What I was just talking about. Adcock intercepts that kick, comes to Shipiana, gets out back to Lees. Attempted handball finds Tanner, he's dispossessed, comes back to DJ Lees. He'll try and bustle his way through. Tanner down on the ground still. Taking a mark there.
There we go, come on!
Attention. Not happy.
Straight in another one. He's just dropped him behind as well.
Not happy with Daniel Benson's treatment. So umpire Holmes just sorting out a little bit of aggravation there. So
nothing wrong with that.
Sunday afternoon's all right for fighting, they say.
That's right.
Ball comes out here to Tanner, follows up, got the ball to Jeffries. Skipper has a shot, will it come back? It's just hit the pine or the steel.
No, the boys are taking it seriously out here. It's very important to them, and we can see that both teams having a real crack at the moment, Pistol.
So 13 minutes expired. So 7-9, it plays 2-7. So the Dogs in control here, but Blackwood a capable side, but they certainly start to want to put the pressure on from about now to get back in this game. Respawn with the ball. Surveying what's on offer. Great day for footy and fighting, obviously, boards. The sun out.
Both, why not?
Sun blitzed there, puts it out wide to Zeven. Boom, got his hands to it. Good work by Lyons, spoiled him close to the canteen boundary line.
Good tackle. I couldn't see who it was, but once Dave Benson puts some new windows in for us, we'll be able to see.
And Robbie Sherwood hasn't cleaned the windows. We ask him all the time in the roadie. You can't. Good help's hard to find, boards, as you know.
Come on, Rob.
Yeah. But anyway, so once again in front of the canteen, there'll be a ball in by the Boundary Academy boys. 7-9 plays 2-5. 14 minutes just ticked over, so Blackwood need to get a couple of goals in this third term to come home with this breeze and have a chance of continuing their season. There's Carissa. He's everywhere. Got it to Catfish Vines. Does a bit of shimmy work around and straightens the ball up. He's got a lead here. But chipping off was Clark. Ball comes down to Greenslade. Got it back out to Chipiana. Tries to get on his left. Goes back on the right eye. Dispossessed. There's Clark. Working hard. Good strong body work off the ball there. Ball fed back out here to Dunn. Clears the ball up the line and finds Hopton, who's a long way from home. So big Phil right in front of us. Nurses the ball forward to Dykesman. Next kick will be very important. Not a lot on offer. Big Yarn lumbering forward, but he waits for the cavalry to come, Dykesman, and goes backwards. Once again a miss kick, but he's given Tuck a task here. Good enough to get out. The reigning medalist around the corner towards Big Yarn. Big man flies. Good ball there by Fanning. Ball comes down. Trying to bust his way through as Jeffries. T tries to steal it, but in the meantime, attempted toe poke. Blackwood is, toe poke on T, so he wins the free kick. Got a loose man here, Hopton. He's drifted into space. Stand and deliver as Jeffrey humbles in. It looks like he might have hurt himself in that attempted spoil, Jeffries. Perhaps they
can't afford him to be injured. He's such an important player
bend
for them,
a finger
Jeffries.
back or something in a hand. So Hopton had a couple of shots this afternoon without getting the maximum result, so has to kick this goal, Michael Borden.
They really need this. They need one going into three-quarter time to give them a bit of a lift. They're obviously coming home with the win, so who knows what could happen.
So we saw him have a shot from the other side of the arc. He certainly made the distance, so the accuracy here will be important. So he'll kick from about 48 metres.
That looks like a good kick.
He might have done his, you'd like that as, with your students, they learn their lessons.
Very nice kick by Hopton. Jeffries here looks like he's not holding that hand in a real good way. He obviously went through to try and smash it with the spoil.
Might have got the one on the end of the fingers or the thumb bent back. They sort of do tend to hurt a little bit, but hopefully Joffa plenty of experience there. And as the skipper, he's setting the example, but he wouldn't want another marking contest coming his way.
No, not soon.
So, back in the centre. Can they kick back-to-back goals for the first time in the game, Blackwood? So, Zevenboom against Shell, the two leapers. Shell got it down, cricket pitch area. Trying to crash his way through there was Vandenberg. Ball held to him. So, once again, Ruckman Gabba. Shell to high leap. Zevenboom got it down though. Taken away by Chuck, the left footer. Hacks it forward. Aha, Hopton. Is he about to produce a purple patch? So he'd be confident, boys. Some, 90 seconds previously, he's kicked the goal from just about the same spot. So I tell you what, he needs to nail this. 3-7 to 7-9. 17 minutes just ticked over here in the core of the Wild. Trust you're enjoying our coverage of the Hills Football League Division 1 A-Grade Elimination Finals. You said no tomorrow for the loser. The winner to march on to next Sunday's Father's Day clash against Lobethal. So Hopton. Deliberate approach here.
Ooh.
No.
Good lead and mark, though, by Hopton. He's starting to look a bit dangerous up there.
That's a positive out of the situation. So the Dogs bring the ball back into play.
While he's running hot, the Blackwood boys need to give him a chance.
Absolutely. So ball out wide here. Finds Matty Dean. Dean nurses up the half-back flanker. Here's Zevenboom camped under it, and Shell over the top. Got his hands to it. Ball spilt to ground. Bit of Great Eastern Hurdle action there. A bit of push and shove. Boy's not liking the treatment. Dished out to Tanner. He must have a target on his back this afternoon, the veteran.
Yep.
So Stephen Tanner, resultant free kick. He'll nurse it up the wing. Teammate who's run on. So the Dogs systematically moving it forward. Nurses it forward back to Tanner.
Very easy through the middle there for Onkas. They're still attacking through the middle, being patient.
The Woods are loading up in defence. Got the ball back here. Gives it to Fanning. Oh, great work running the lines there. I think it was Gamma. Gets across to DJ Lees. Takes the mark. Gamma's run on as an opposite. He thought about giving it back to him, Leesy. Then it goes long. Could have been held on there. Adcock as the ball was arriving by Bennett's, but the umpire unsighted, as they sometimes are, Michael. And ball out over the boundary line.
Yes. Not sure what was going on there. But anyway,
so
bring it back in.
Comes in. Zevenboom. Adcock. Ruckwork. Zevenboom. Hits it backwards. Grabbing the ball, but Vines infringing in the tackle applied there. I think this might be Bennett's. With the free kick. So Blackwood bring it out towards the commentary side. Here's T with the lead. Travels over the top of Chipiana, gets it, gives it to Hilliard, nurses a little wedge kick up. This will be a very strong, courageous mark against the flight by Spawn. Tries to get around the man to mark and Shell. Puts it out wide. He's given his teammate a big challenge here in River Moore. And, of course, out for last touch.
Yep.
So Jeffries, who seems to recover from that hand knock, puts it up the line to Chipiano. He slips, catch it, half volley, gives it back to Jeffrey. So Joffa goes longer. This time finds Flanning. So Blake Flanning. He'll go out wide. He's got a teammate out wide. George Dent gathers the ball. Brings it back in towards the centre. Lead here. Mayo chopped off by the big man, Jan Warwick. Give it quickly to Vandenberg. Nurses up the line, but he must have been colourblind because he picked out Flanning nicely. Give it to Lees. And the easy chop out that occasion for the Dogs as Lyons moves up and finds Gamma. So Hayden Gamma using his pace on the wing, left footer, very creative. As he does, he comes back across here. George Dent. He's got support from Matt Dean through a handball. Dean will nurse it up the line in turn to Tanner. The veteran covering a lot of ground in his third term. Puts it up to Big Daniel Shell. Completes a sliding mark. Now goes towards centre forward. This one's going to be important. Back of the pack. Adcock there. Taken by Oscar Hodge. Flicks out the handball to another youngster, Hillard. This next kick, there's just blue jumpers in front of him. Can he clear them? Puts it up. No, he can't. And picks out George Dent. So, as you said, just blazing away here, boys.
Good chase by the big fella Adcock there too. He wasn't going to let him get away easy.
So, Stevie Tanner out of King Wing here. Right down the barrel of Flynn Rogers, the cameraman. So, great servant of the club, that's for sure. Gives it to Jeffries, past Nord Premiership footballer. So Benny Jeffries. What's on offer for him? He'll go short out here to Shell and just happy to milk the clock down. Why not? They lead 7-9 to 3-8 here. 21.5 minutes gone, boards.
Yeah, they've just slowed it down a bit, Onkers.
So
taken control.
Any extra goal will be a bonus.
Oh, big fella.
Strength there, play opposite number Strayman. There might have been another set of hands. Here comes the Benson. He nailed by Green. Coughs it up here back to Tanner. Good enough to get out to Leonard. Instinctively gives the handball out to Chipiano. Will it sit for him? He's under pressure from Hillard. Goes to ground the chip. And the chip covered there by Hillard.
Very unlucky not to be paid that mark there, the big fella.
Yeah,
thought he had enough of it.
Yeah, I think there might have been another set of hands. But anyway, watch that replay and you be the judge, as I say, boards. Done over the top there of Mayo, so ball held in there. So 22 minutes expired here in the third term. Onkas have kicked 2 goals, Blackwood only the single, so they've made an inroad on that deficit they had.
Oh, good tackle there.
Good decision there by umpire Raymond.
Very good decision by Raymond, yes. Oh, mate, he's the, for mine, he's the best umpire in the league.
He's allowed,
very good umpire.
He's allowed to make one bad decision.
Oh, yeah.
So he's had that one with the mark. Handball backwards here from Venning to Kenny. Gives it Oscar Hodge. Kick towards the cricket pitch. Oh, good use of the body there. Umpire in French, that was illegal as the ball was coming in. Bit unlucky there, the Onkas player. So Dykesman, long way from home for the key forward. He'll go out here to Vandenberg. First season in Woods colours.
Where's he come from, Pistols?
I think
Vandenberg.
he tried out down at Westies or something.
Okay.
Because their connection there. He tried to get it back to Tuck. He's coughed it up. Bit high from his Jeffrey just running through. He's held up by Vandenberg. Ball flicked on here in with Cosero. He knows he's a goal kicker. He's already got 2.
Oh, he's got 3
Put
now.
Another one next to his name.
He's been very good, Cosero. Very good.
Jaden and Indy.
Cheers, thanks, Pistol. So 48 kicks each, believe it or not, for both teams. 37 tackles, 31 in favour of Blackwood. And the handballing count, though, 25-7 in favour of Onkas.
Wow.
They're playing this style of footy very well at the moment. 23 marks to 18 in favour of the Dogs as well. Indy.
Yeah, we're up to 12 inside 50s for the quarter for Onkas, and that's compared to the 9 for Blackwood. Once again, utilising those entries more efficiently for the hosting team.
Thank you very much. Just getting a score through 3/4 time. Gummaraka 3-8, Meadows 5-4. So the Bulldogs will turn for home with their nose in front there. And of course, elimination, because Gummaraka premiers 2 years ago. Meadows back in the finals, first time in a long time, boards. Chased their first flag since 2004. So.
All right, well, that's good. Young Mark Thomas, I'd imagine, would have made a fair difference for them.
Yes. Yes, he does indeed, Tomo.
Did he get any games for the
no,
for the alleged abuse regarding someone's facial features? Yes.
No, just a that's a nurse the ball forward to Jackson Furman. Just a yellow card it was.
Oh, right.
But apparently you've got to fill out the yellow card form while you got it. And, well, consistently making remarks about someone's facial features apparently is vilification these days, boards.
Okay.
I think back in your day you might have heard some more terser language used, but yes. Anyway, so Spawn deep in the pocket here and deep in the quarter. Chance to get a goal. I tell you what, he's given that a good attempt.
Oh, not quite. Good kick, though, from there. Really good kick from that position.
We're just saying if Meadows got through, only discussing if he does get through, because Kersbrook are in the grand final, they might have the grand final verbal rematch.
They might.
He won't be able to use that sort of terminology. He might use something else.
He might.
Interesting. That's if Meadows get through. Of course, they've got the winner of that game, of course, taking on Kangarilla, Gummaraka and Meadows today. So Kangarilla beaten yesterday by Kersbrook. So ball spills out here in the meantime. Good work there by Cosera. He's everywhere. I tell you what, he's having a good game out here towards Lees. Oh, DJ Lees. Great work by the big fella. Puts it up here, but I tell you what, covered him. Yeah.
I think he was looking at the flagpole on the scoreboard there.
Ability's got ahead of the capabilities, I think. But anyway, good work though by David Lees there. So Blackwood right in front of the scoreboard, which you can probably see reads 8-9 to 3-9. So 5-goal margin in the shadows of 3/4 time. Blackwood with the ball. Fairman, youngster, first season. Had a pretty good season as well. Puts it out towards the barbecue area in the distance. Teammate. Might be Rivermore nursing it up. So Blackwood possession football late in the term. Finds Sammy Venning. Wonderful conditions here, boards, for well, spring just around the corner. Big games, brings the big weather.
Hopefully it continues through the finals. Hopefully the boys who are playing get some good sunny weather, not too much wind, so we can see them play their best footy during the finals.
So three-quarter time has arrived here. There's no change to the score. Onka Valley 8-9, Blackwood 3-9. So return of 3 goals, 3 in that term, Michael Borden, and Blackwood 1 goal, 3 against the win. So the job certainly in front of them as they'll turn for home, facing a 30-point deficit as we go down to a man who, well, be hoping the sun stays out and the Tweedvale doctor doesn't come through, that's for sure. Indy Rogers and Jaden, take it away.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be a Blackwood game if there wasn't some sort of forward line butchering and turnovers in the middle of the ground involved, and that's exactly what Blackwood have brought to the table. Of course, not to their advantage, as we know. The inside 50 count was 13-10. They're not losing that number by a substantial amount, at least in that term they weren't, but they're not punishing enough with their own entries either. They're just not hitting their targets up forward, and a lot of Onka's scores are coming from midfield turnovers. Really, it's just in the middle of the ground. That's where they're turning it over, either butchering the ball to an intended target or just trying to run through the corridor and failing miserably. And that's really what's costed them. And despite winning the centre clearances in that quarter 4-1, it hasn't helped Blackwood. There's no composure to their play, and they've been a bit of a mess for themselves today. But what about you, Jaden? What did you cite from that third term?
Cheers. Thank you, Indy. So 57 kicks to 53 actually in favour of Blackwood at the moment. So that's a total of 163 so far. Onka's 53 kicks, 28 handballs to Onka's to only 7 for Blackwood. So they absolutely dominated in that area, and Blackwood's pressure wasn't too bad, 41 tackles to 32, but their pressure should have been a bit higher because of Onka's ability to handball the ball around that much. 25 marks to 24 in favour of Blackwood, so they won that area. Just some quarter stats here for you, Pistols. So as we saw Nan play Onka's, and Onka's ran over top of them in the last quarter, Onka's averaged a score of 21 in the last quarter, which is their best quarter average out of all 4 quarters. So very interesting to see how Blackwood can hold Onka's up here.
Hillsfooty.com, powered by HFL Media and Lofty, radio with altitude.
G'day, this is Tony Modra, and there is always plenty of top marks with the coverage of Hills community football here on HFL Media.
You're on the call to Wild, three-quarter time, Hills Football League Division 1 Elimination Final, and certainly looks like Onka Valley, well, in the box seat to extend their season, 8-9 to 3-9, so 30-point margin. They actually jumped out the blocks, so led by 17 points at quarter time, 18 points at half time. Now have extended to 30 points as they turned for home, and have, of course, we've been joined this afternoon by Michael Borden, the special commentary box. And just through the stats there, Boards, that's a damning stat, the handball stat. I know you're a man who loves the attacking, creative football, throw the ball around, but gee.
Yeah, look, I'm not surprised though. Onkas are using their handball really well and attacking quite well. And I could see why Blackwood would want to kick more when they're going into the wind. If you're going into the wind and you want to move it efficiently, you're probably looking to kick a lot more than your handball. I don't think Blackwood are out of this, but they're going to need to really pour it on in the first 5 minutes with the wind.
Just as we look at the two sides in their last huddles, it'll be the last one for one of them this year. Okay, we'll put you in the seat because one side needs to win the game. Because will improve their effort. Scott Preble, what would he be saying? Possibly their last. They got nothing to lose, have they?
Oh, look, I think he's just.
Well, they got a game, but it could be their last game of footy.
He's going to need to tell them to attack. They're going to have to take some risks and not look to just release the ball out to the boundary line every time. They're going to need to change, go through the middle, and just take some risks. They've been very stop-start. There's certainly no lack of effort there for them. They're putting the pressure on. They're tackling hard when Onkas have got the ball. So you can't doubt their effort. You can't doubt their pressure. I'd just like to see them be more attacking, and I think they need to use the centre of the ground, because I think if they have a look at the replay, they're going to find themselves trying to attack around the boundary the whole time, and that's not working today. When Onkas get the ball, as I've said a number of times, they're taking it through the middle, they're being brave, they're hitting up the short one, then they're going longer and deeper into the forward line. So I would think the coach would probably be asking them to really attack through the middle of the ground, to not hold the ball up so that Onkas get back behind the ball. Look at those handball receives, look to move the ball quickly and long with the kick and give their forwards a chance.
So, all in readiness here for the last term. Umpire Cameron all in charge of the centre. So here we go. Last term of football for 2021 for one team. Blackwood need to throw caution with the win as they use it in this last term. However, positive start for the Dogs as Sherrin wins the first centre clearance. Bouncing ball. Oh, showing a ton of pace as Courier coughed up the handball. Well done by Kenny, who smothered it and gets a kick up the line to Clark. He's dealt with heavily by Gamma in an attempted marking contest. Umpire does rule that all was fair there, so we'll have a ball in. So as I said, Blackwood trailing by 5 goals. Need them quick to get and extend their season or have any chance to. Zevenboom get the tap down. Tuck at an airy. Ball locked up there by Vines. Just repeating 3/4 time. Country Division first semi-final. Meadows 5-4. Gummaraka 3-8. So Zevenboom. Shell got it down. Tuck gets it forward. Hillard grabs it.
Oh, nice attack on the ball by Hillard.
Shimmies his way through the oncoming traffic. Gets it forward. Here's a chance. T, will he get there? Big Yarn comes out to assist him. Goes to hands and knees. Blackwood fed out here to Dykesman. Acute angle. Just missed it. And hands go to head there. Perhaps a missed opportunity. But positively, a bright start for Blackwood. First score of the final term. So George Dent bring the ball back in for Onka Valley. Sets it out here. Shells the target. Zevenboom. They both sort of slipped there in the contest. Play on, said the umpire. I think he realised Shell had actually slipped. He wasn't pushed. Ball comes in here and cut out mark taken there for the Dogs. So the Dogs bring the ball up the line. Ah, that's a good mark in front by the experience.
He doesn't need to do that though. Why is he putting the knee in the back of his head?
So Sammy Venning with the mark. You look to send it back in. You can feel that wind lifting. You probably hear it in the background in the mics. Ball come back there. Oh, well done, George Dent. Hopton thought he got rid of him, but George Dent ended up with the ball. So out here towards Mayo. He's been pretty handy this afternoon. True outer wing area.
Been very good, Mayo. Always is.
Yep. Kicked a very good goal there in the third term. Hits the ball up in the wind. It'll sit up there. Pat Gathers. Ah, Shell read it really nicely. Gave the Gamma on his wrong side. He handballed forward. Comes back here to Oscar Hodge. So Oscar Hodge gets it back here and taken here by Fairman. Fairman gets a Hillard. Hillard gets around his opponent there. Jeffrey centres the ball. Here's Hopton territory. Once again, it's ball from George. Here's a chance for T. Will it sit for him? Yes, he goes to ground. Feeds out the handball to Dykesman. This will be finished off nicely by the skipper. His second of the day.
Well done by T.
Yep.
Kept his feet. Handed out well to Dykesman, who did the rest for them.
So inside 3 minutes, Blackwood get the start. They wouldn't have had 2 shots on goal, so 1 goal won this term. But, yeah, as I said, good work there to bring the ball back in. Once again, up the field, Oscar Hodge getting involved. So give them where there's life, there's hope. Michael Borden, 4-10 to 8-9.
Well, they've started the quarter brightly, Blackwood. You know, they can get another quick one now and put some pressure on and, you know, get Onkas to second-guess themselves. It could be right on. So
the 2 leapers, Zevenboom for Blackwood against Shell for the Dogs. Shell wins it down. Stolen there by Tuck. Feeds it out to Hodge, missed the target. Hodge good enough, nearly get it. Well worked by Courier. Hodge goes back in again, as did Tuck. And unfortunately, just, you got to hit the spot in those clearances, especially in a cutthroat final. So Ruckman gather again. Zevenboom hacks it down, comes to Green, gets it to Green. So his kick is deflected. Ball goes to ground there. Tuck in there again, holding the ball possibly. Notes that the umpire. Here's Oscar Hodge, goes back, nearly collides with a teammate in Badco. Slips over, and once again the ball held in there. So tough in the clinches here. Onkers realising they have to quell this bit of a push forward by Blackwood to get back in the game. Ball comes out here, lurking is Clark in the sleeves, grabs it, gets back on the right foot, only as far as Vines. He said, thank you very much, puts the ball forward. Adcock lurking behind was his fellow big man and Leonard. Ball coughed up. Oh, good body work there by done. And the umpire's paid too high. And gee, interesting decision there by umpire Rule. Was Cochiglione. Done going in there with the body with it. Was the infringing, but looked all right from here. But as I said, we're up on the hill and the umpire Cameron Rule was closer. So Cochiglione, and well, this could really put a bit of a spanner in the Blackwood works.
Big decision to make at this time of the game, especially from where he's kicking from.
So 20 goals for the season. Mitch Cochiglione took a bit of a heavy knock earlier, perhaps behind the play, but has bounced back. And if he can kick this, he'll be certainly having a bit of a laugh. That's for sure. Behind it,
good
Flynn
kick.
Rogers has got that right down the barrel.
Very good kick.
So Cochiglione just quelling this early push. Boys, early stats.
Cheers, thanks, Pistol. So, yeah, well done to Onkas there. Well done by Cochiglione. 8 kicks each, though, for each team. 6 handballs to 5 in favour of Blackwood. So I reckon that's the first time they've actually led the handball.
That was the stat I was interested to hear.
Yeah, so, and the marking is 7-2 in favour of Blackwood as well. So they have some momentum, but well done by Onkas to counteract that.
I think the Blackwood boys must have had the earpiece in and listening to the astute comments of Michael Borden, so they've upped their handballs for your boards. Comes to the Lees, tries to feed the ball out. He does to Shell. Shell pushes it forward, so the Dogs really with their tails up now, lurking. Ball fed out here to the Clarissa. That came from Mayo. Centres the ball nicely, but getting back is Venning. So Venning taking a mark in the tee for goal. Nurses the ball up, finds Vandenberg. So Vandenberg on the left foot out here. Oh, good contest there. Ball spills out to Clark. Measures his kick up. Here's a chance. Got to sit for Hillard. He'll run forward into the 50-metre arc. Can have a shot at goal here. And it comes back with a clear big yarn. Oh, good defensive work by Fanning. And the ball ricochets into the post. So, yeah, minor score results here.
Geez, that was a good kick by Clark. He just put it over his teammate's head and let him run onto it. Really good kick down the wing there.
Yep, measured it well. So, kick out here. It's found at Phoenix Lions, deep in the back pocket by the Lions Pavilion. The old cricket nets, for those who can remember here at Lobie. So, Lions just kick will hold up in the breeze. Shell reads it well. Zevenborn appealing for a spoil, but they well and truly grabbed the mark, I think, as adjudged by the umpire. So Shell, once again, tireless performance this afternoon. Decides to go backwards, go forwards. Finds Zach George Dent. He'll transfer play to the Pavilion side. Picks out a teammate there. Late addition, I think, Tim Webber. Missing out, so there was a late change. Dogs. Good mark taken out by Jeffries, who seems to recover from that hand injury earlier. Puts the ball forward. Here's Vines, and the Dogs. This is becoming all a little bit too easy.
They come back through the middle again.
Comes out into DJ Lees. David Lees quickly sensed the opportunity to get the ball quickly on there to Greenslade. Had run into space. Greenslade in turn puts it out here, and the Dogs just a bit of a training drill as he's picked out Gamma, who could have ran off there as the Blackwood boy turned his back. But he decided to go back and have a ping here on the left foot. So he'll need to left-hand post, I'd suggest boards, and hopefully comes back as he kicks towards the Tweedvale end. So 8.5 minutes gone here. Blackwood with an early goal. Game of Scrimmer of Hope, but now Onkas have countered through Cochiglione, and now Gamma perhaps to just drive the nail into the coffin a little bit further. So Gamma.
We didn't get that.
Didn't get it. It has swung back though. Big pack leap. Off hands there lurking. His Adcock couldn't get it. So mopped up there by Vandenberg. Puts it back out. Dangerous territory again. Grabbed by Lyons. Feeds out the ball here to Clarissa. Very smartly lift the eyes and spotted up young Will Cowling.
Good turnover and rebound there by Onkas.
Yep, so Cowling, who was kicked a goal in the first term, a chance for his second for the game. And, yeah, just bring the ball out of the fence. Not probably the smartest clearance by the Woods there.
No. They put it to a hard spot. Onkas were able to capitalise on it. Cowling, he's looked dangerous up forward.
Yep, done his job. The youngster, come in late in the season to senior ranks, has held his spot. Perhaps could go to Shane Collins' kicking academy during the week, though, as he sprayed that one board.
Yeah, I think Colo needs to probably get out and do a bit of work this week.
What, Shane himself?
Yes.
So, well, he's the fitness coach out there. ball comes out here. Bouncing ball eluded the big fella Zevenboom, but Blackwood managed to move it forward. Hopton gives it a run of Dykesman, the skipper. I tell you, they're outnumbered down here. They need a mark. But the only people taking the mark here is Onka through the agency. Dean gets the ball across here to Lyons. He's been pretty good this afternoon. Nurses the ball up to a man who's been very good this afternoon in Jacob Carissa.
He sure has been.
3 goals, leading goal kicker on the ground. Nurses it up and finds Johnny Greenside. So the Dogs, I tell you what, I'll certainly take a power of beating next week. You know, Lobie wouldn't want to take. Oh, coughed up there from Mayo. Back up there from Carissa again. Oh, gets it back to Greenside. Greenside gets a short kick unintended, but Shell intercepted it. Pushes it forward. Oh, Leonard, 1 grab, 2 grab, completes the mark. But yeah, as you can say, Onkas are running to a bit of form, and having this man back in the side for this season, also joined in the latter stages by Adcock's, have been a big difference for them.
Yeah, they've got those 2 great targets up there, and they're playing some very good attacking finals football. They're throwing the ball around quickly. They're using some pretty brave options, and they look very good at the moment.
Good mark taken there by Sammy Zevenboom across the back of the pack. Sets the ball up high. You can see it hold up actually in the breeze. Rivermore in front with Sport. Here's a chance for Costellione. Feeds it back out to Leonard. He's under pressure there from Clark. Goes to ground level. Gets assistance from Tanner. Stephen Tanner. Ball held in there. Of course, Stephen Tanner, brother Paul Dingo Tanner, has just announced that he won't be continuing next year as coach. Done a pretty good job. Got him to a grand final. So
he has
the flame is still burning as far as this season.
Yeah, and Dingo has done a great job. You think of when he took over a few years ago.
Yep.
He's really brought the boys together. They're playing some very good footy.
So Zevenboom flicks it nicely to Tuck. Looks for a handball clearance. Got it. As far as Benson out of bounds, but kept the ball in, so they nurse it forward. Rivermore eludes the ball. Comes back to Shell. More with pressure. Comes back to Jeffries. Goes bang inside 50. Here's a chance for Cowling again in front of the pack. Good spall there for the defence. Ball comes to the ground. Trying to burst his way through there. Blackwood defender. Bit of push and shove. It was Bailey Badco. So good attack on the ball by the Woodsman there. So once again, Rux Gabba comes down here. Adcock. Kick was smothered by Benson, I think it was. So you'd think at 12 and a half minutes gone here, boys, that the Dogs are home. Unless, but miracles happen not with this man. Mayo. Kick was smothered in. Good work by Benson. Ball comes out around here to Banish. High kick. Dykesman tries to trap the ball. Dykesman followed up. Got it back here to Hodge. Oh, I love his work every time I see him. Coughed up there to Lees. Like a pinball machine, bounced off, got to put the ball forward. Good intercept mark taken there for the Woods. I think it's Venning. Waste no time, gets there to Clark, who's got a paddock to work in. If he gets the ball on, though, holds it up. Held in there by Carissa. Gets it back here to Hodge, who's run it. Diving mark, spilled it. Greenside comes in, tried a little toe poke. Yes, was seen by the umpire in danger. So Oscar Hodge to take the resultant free kick. Gets up maybe a little bit of cramp there, boards. He's done a bit of work.
He's covered some kilometres.
For a young bloke.
He's played a very good game. Very good game. And he's only a young fella. He's just going to get better and better. I think Blackwood would be pretty excited about him at the moment.
Got it to Tuck, who in turn gets it out to Venning. So Venning, half-back flank area, nurses the ball forward to Banish. Banish will go in forward to Vandenberg. So Vandenberg, next kick's important. He finds Fairman. He'll give it to Hilliard. This will be an important kick. He'll open up the goal front. Go long. Big yarn lumbering out. Him and Fanning. It's like watching the Tokyo Olympics. 100 metres.
Bang!
Oh, Blake. Bang over the top. Infringes on the big man.
Yeah, I reckon Blake's really driven his face into the ground there.
It'll be the only time you get him, the big man. Get him when he's on the ground.
Good decision by Dennis there.
Hit him over the shoulder. So, Jan Warbutt. Opportunity here. That's kick 4 for the season, board. So,
big fella round the corner goal.
That's a party trick from the big man. Hope it would have been earlier in the quarter, but you think that the horse has sort of bolted here. But the 14-minute mark, Jan Warbutt has converted the 5th goal here for Blackwood. So they move on to 5-11 to 9-10. Any improve on the handball stakes there, Jaden?
So the handballing count is 12-11 in favour of Onkers. So Onkers have squeezed back the lead in that count in their pistols. Not just while I'm here, the kicking count 34-20 in favour of Onkers as well. Indy, anything of note, mate?
Not too much a note. It's 8 inside 50s to 7, but also Onkers have won the 3 only centre clearances for this quarter. So if Blackwood want to stage a miracle comeback, they've got to win that statistic.
I reckon the wind temperature might have dropped a bit too, Indy, as here's Hodge once again. Great attack on the ball. He's locked up by Shell. So the Dogs certainly keeping their intensity as well. Good game of footy being played out here. So Blackwood probably facing the final 10 minutes of their season here, boards. Shell, the leaper, got the ball out. All going to ground there. It was Jeffries stumbling over the cricket pitch area. So not long to cricket season, and the mighty Piping Strikes, as a rumour right, boards are playing A-Grade and Hills Cricket Association.
Oh, I'm not sure about that, Pistols.
Oh, well, my mail was.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. You have to probably ask the midget about that.
Yes, ask the Chunga Reserves coach. But
yep.
His
footy season's finished, so he's back to being president of the Milo Cricket Club and captain of whichever is our highest team.
So ball spilled out here. Good hands come to Hodge. Intercepted here by the Dogs. Here's a chance for Cowling. Tell you what, as soon as he kicked that, he loved it.
Good goal.
Cowling, opportunist goal there, boards.
Yeah, that was nice, and geez, didn't he kick it well? Some real power straight through the middle there.
So Will Cowling, his second for the afternoon. So the young man certainly doing his bit in what's going to be a pretty convincing win here as they move along to 10 to 5, 11, 16 minutes gone. And of course, another one of our compatriots and one of the past greats of Sturt, of course, the great man Craig Filkey. Any chance of Filks?
Filksy
just the cheap runs down in the D grade.
He'll put the pads on again. I think he'll probably want to play the highest grade, Filksy.
Wow.
He's only 60.
I was going to say, he'll be able to play the over 60s as well.
There's no reason why he wouldn't. I mean, he's still a young man, Filksy.
Anyway, we'll go back to the winter sport here. It's going forward again. It's the Bulldogs.
As the Mount Lofty forward line coach, Wall just wanders by.
It's on the lookout already for next season, eh? Well, football season never ends, boards,
No, that's right, it doesn't.
So, I think it's Jeffries in the distance. Shot here on goal. Bit hard to see, as you said, the dirty Rob Shearwood, Dave Benson, take note, the dirty window here at the Dream Maker.
I think they're that dirty that we need some new windows. I think they're beyond cleaning.
The vintage 1963 windows here, Michael.
Oh, I think Benny Goldfinch needs to stop spitting on them as well while he's commentating.
Right. Shot on goal here for the Dogs. It's going to drift across through for a minor score, so just marginally adds to their lead. They go to 10-11 to 5-11, so back to that 6-goal margin. Even 6 goals. So Blackwood now, 17.5 minutes gone. They made the preliminary final last year, Michael Borden, so they've taken a step back under a new coach this year. So up the ground, ball off hands. First get to be Vanderbeek, tried to trap it over his head. Good enough to get out, but then, follows up 3 efforts there. Well done. He got it to Hopton. Hopton shanks one forward. There's Matty Dean leading the race for the ball. Well, gathers it, well done. Diminutive back pocket player. Good work as he nurses the ball up the line and finds the catfish Andy Vines. So Vines goes out wide to Dean. Just knocking up the possessions here. Paid the mark there. So Onka's finishing full of run. And as I said, there'll be an imposing challenge next week for Lobethal.
It'll be a good game, I think. It'll be a really good game. And Onkas are playing some pretty exciting footy at the moment. They're connecting very well.
And as veteran Stephen Tanner taking the mate, he'd probably like to go out like his brother. Not saying he's going to retire, but he'd like to play at least one more A-grade grand final before he hangs out the boot. Johnny Greenslade there, close to boundary line. However, the ball's won out here by the Academy boy. I thought it was going to be Blackwood, but the Academy boy put in. Oh no, that free kick has been paid.
Yeah, Johnny's free kick.
Greenslade, yeah, close to the boundary line. Must have been infringed. So right by the light here. Board's impressive new lights out here at Lobie. You won't be able to, like used to, you can't go to the blind pocket and hide at training lights.
No, they some very nice lights here. It's a very nice ground.
So Johnny Greenslade, only the 7 goals for the season, Guernsey number. Will it clear the line? No, big Zeven boom right in the line, put the extra millimetres up, so through for a minor score. But Academic here, 10-12 to 5-11. Yeah, great venue for footy. Just something about when you play grand finals out here, just the hill and everything and the crowd getting involved. It's a grand final this year at your old stamping ground once again, at Chunga.
At a Chunga,
so hopefully we'll have you on board again, mate.
Yep, beautiful ground at a Chunga as well.
I know you do your best work on grand final day.
Well, it depends who turns up.
So, good work there by John. He hasn't stopped training all afternoon, but unfortunately he's going to be chopped out here by Zach George Dent, his opposite defender. Nurses to blow up the line. Mark taking in for the Dogs and Shell down with a touch of cramp. Why not? He's done a power work. Puts the ball. Here's a chance for Leesy. David Lees, unattended the mark.
He's covered some Ks today, Shell. I'm not surprised. He's a big fit unit, and I'm not surprised he's got cramp, though.
So, David Leesy, an opportunity for, I'd suggest, a rare goal for Leesy, but good to see him out there. So, he'll kick from about, what do we take, 35 metres out. Pitchy straight in front. We'll see if, well, closer than that, sorry. I thought the man to mark was a lot closer, so T for the goal square. So, we'll see, he's giving himself the Dennis Lilly run up here, boards. And he's...
Nah.
He's missed. That would have come from everywhere if he kicked that. Obviously, another graduate from the Shane Collins School of Kicking. So, ball comes back in. 10-13 plays 5-11 down the centre of ground. It's cleared the pitcher.
Oh, nice
Grabbed by
kick.
Dykesman. Here's a chance for T. He can run all the way to Verdon here if it sits for him, will it? Yes, he does. And Matty T gets his first goal of the afternoon, and 6 for Blackwood, and a few belated cheers here from the Blackwood faithful, who have suggested probably left at three-quarter time.
Yeah, good attacking kick out from full-back there. Set that up.
Yeah, centre of the ground, and then makes you wonder why didn't see that earlier. But positive here, boards. Best quarter for the quarter. Kick singles in the 3 previous quarters and 3 in this last one.
3-2,
so
yeah.
Coming home with a very, very wet sail, I'd suggest. So back in the centre, 21 minutes gone, 21 and a half as we speak. Just waiting here if we can bring you around the grounds. I think we have. And if you're a Meadows man, woof woof. They've advanced to the preliminary final. Meadows 8-5 have defeated Gumaraka 4-9 out there at Mount Pleasant. So Meadows, as I said, long time between drinks for them. And Gumaraka, premiers 2 years ago, made the preliminary last year. So out of business for this year. So well done to the Meadows Bulldogs. Meanwhile, probably here in the background, a bit of advice there from the Blackwood group. There's a free kick being paid out there. Looks like it is Stevie Tanner. So Tanner, so 22 and a half. Can't be too much longer left in the season here for Blackwood. Tanner just chips the ball, sets it up. For the big men to leap. Shell got his hands, so it couldn't complete what would have been an absolute specky. In fact, Leonard, tall timber.
Shell, Leonard, all the big fellas picking themselves up.
And there's a Blackwood player down. Just trying to pick out
there
his
is
number.
too.
It's Bennett's number 36. Trusty's all right, but he would have been the felt the brunt there of the pack.
There was a few big boys going for the ball there.
So Bennett's picking himself up. Quite ironic, isn't it, mate? Getting injured in the last couple of minutes of the season.
You don't need that.
No. So hopefully he's all right. He's got to his feet, he's sitting and hobbling away. So at least that's a positive sign, I'd suggest, that he's on 2 feet. Hobbling around. A bit like you with the gout there, Boards.
No gout for me. Very healthy liver.
So Ruckjewel comes down. Oh, here's Cowling again. Grabs the ball. Looks like a young Paul Vanderhaar, doesn't he?
Yeah, he
Has
does.
Got the ball back to Vines. Vines, can the Catfish finish something special here? No, he can't. 2 for a minor score. So 2-goal 5's been their return against the Wind here. Blackwood have added 3-goal 2, but as I said, Academic as they're well in charge here, 10-14 to 6-11. Closing stages of this elimination final. So Onka Valley will remain in the hunt for the flag for 2021. Blackwood, they're off for Mad Monday. Ball bouncing out here to Oscar Hodge. Shimmy workers, he gets rounds on the right. Picks it up here. Ball eludes leads, taken by Benson. Goes inside 50. Hopton territory. made the push look worse than it was. Toe-paying it forward is T. Pavilion pocket looks for support, gets it back towards Hopton. Lee
tackle.
sets on a big tackle, but that's it. Final siren. Looming. Final siren is looming, and, well, Hopton just summing up the day. You're beaten, yeah. So, Lees takes advantage, gets it up here to Jeffries, the skipper. So Joffa goes long inside 50. Umpires the target here as Shell comes lumbering in. Mopped up there by Baldacera, gets it out here. Cocciglione gets back and takes a good intercept mark in the dying stages here. So 25 minutes ticked over. Jeffries fumbles it, good enough to get out. As Joffa gives it back to Cocciglione, who goes long. Chance here for Shell. Aerial duel. First to get there will be Badco. Badco tries to get around in opposition. Gave his teammate the old days of hospital handball there, boards. But he was just held up in a tackle, not pole driven as might have been the days in yesteryear.
No, it was a good strong tackle there. That's all he needed to do.
Ball comes out here. Taken by Jeffries. Oh, well, got a long time to get rid of the ball. Finally, Hodge got a clearing kick. Big yarn. Puts the Dukes out. Here's Lees and Warbett, virtually in the centre of the ground. Paddling the ball forward. Finally, it comes out into Matty Dean. Nurses a kick out in the direction of Gamma. He'll get on his left. Oh, cruel bounce. Allows Blackwood to take the ball and run out. It's Banish. Barnish goes inside. Here's T. Takes the mark. So T the chance to kick consecutive goals. He sizes up, puts towards Dykesman. Dykesman and Fanning. Dykesman towards the front position.
Oh, good mark by
takes
Dykesman.
A very good contested mark there against Blake Fanning.
Good footy by T as well. Moved it on quickly.
Yep. You can see Dykesman just kept his eye on the ball all the time there, board. It's a good lesson for younger kiddies out there watching.
Dykesman kick 2. They're going for number 3 here. And he's missed it.
Oh, that sums up. Wow. So, 26, coming out 27 minutes. 6-12 plays 10-14. So, the Bulldogs marching on. Next Sunday, they'll be at Nairn Oval, Father's Day special. Anything special planned for Father's Day, boards?
No, I actually didn't know it was on until you told me, Pistols.
Ah, I thought you might be in line for the Father's Day of the Year award.
No, probably not.
Father of the Year?
Yeah, no, probably not.
So, ball comes down here to Tuck. Tries to spin his way out, taken by Tanner. Cleverly gives the ball to run a Gamma there on the right foot. That's a rarity. Puts it up here. Here's Hodge again. He must be high in the best players for Blackwood.
He's on fire.
Picks up the Hillard, the other youngster who started well.
He's been good too.
Yep. So Hillard has a bounce. Oh, mungs it with a kick though, and mopped up easy by the Dogs through lines. Gives it back out here, taken by Shell, who's recovered from the cramp. Chipiana down with a bit of cramp behind the play. Also has a final siren. Final kick of the match goes to Shell. And why not? He's been such an important part in what's been a pretty comprehensive win here in the end.
Thank God that's over, because as the sun gets lower, this window gets dirtier and dirtier. So Robbie Shearwood, he's got some work to do during the week. That's why we love the winter games, mate, because the sun's usually not around like no,
this. But,
fair enough. Once the sun comes out, gee whiz.
He should know that the summer, the spring coming, so the sun comes out. So
he really needs to prepare the facilities for finals.
We'll speak to him. Give him a harsh talking to. So, final score, Onka Valley 10-14 have defeated Blackwood 6-12. So 4-2 the margin in the end. So 26 points. So led pretty easily all afternoon. They led by 17 points quarter time, 18 points at half time, 30 points at 3/4 time, and as we said, ended up with 26-point win. Blackwood winning the last quarter, I suppose, a positive finish the season. 3 goals, 3 to 2 goal 5. But in the end, as we said, Onka Valley just had that ascendancy all day on the scoreboard, and I guess they had it in the stats, Indy.
Thank you, Pistols. Well, despite the day progressing, getting colder, getting a little bit windier as well, the main constant was Onka's performance, and I think it definitely showcased today their ability to dominate inside 50 entries consistently, but also make good work of them was certainly there. And, well, Blackwood's season ends as most of it played out with plenty of effort to get opportunities, but no utilisation of them. very unclean for most of the day. At full time, the stats read the hit-outs 40-35 in Onka's advantage. Not a massive difference from the stoppages. In fact, the centre clearances were 13-8 in Onka's favour as well, which isn't a massive difference at this stage either. And I can say now that wasn't the difference in the game. It was the inside 50, 62-40. And for the ones that Blackwood were able to get, a lot of them came from the defensive half, but still just couldn't convert cleanly, missing targets up forward, and more importantly, turning it over in the middle of the ground where it's most dangerous. It was an ugly day for Blackwood, and they'll conclude their season a little bit bitterly, and they'll have to be looking at improvements from not only this game, but several other occurrences in the season going into next year. But Onkas, they got a challenge next week, coming up against a Lobie who have been up and down this year. Obviously weren't at their sharpest yesterday, but it could be a big horn lock-in. But I suppose now would be time to take it over to Jaden to summarise this game with better efficiency.
Cheers. Thank you, Indy. So the full-time stats, Blackwood had 38 kicks to Onka's 58, so the total of the kicks was 220 to 201 in favour of Onkas. Tackle count. In that quarter, it was actually 35 tackles each. So Blackwood did keep up the pressure. So the resulting tackle count for the end of the game was 139 to 118 in favour of Blackwood. So that's something they can hold their heads high. They kept up the pressure. The marking count was 101 to 88 in favour of Blackwood as well. So, but Onkas won the count in the last quarter, 28 marks to 18. And the handballing count as well, it was total of 90 handballs to 43 in favour of Onkas, 22 handballs to 17 in that last quarter in favour of the Dogs as well. And also, Blackwood's score of 48 is actually the second lowest score in an elimination final since 2010. And also, the aggregate score of 122 today is actually the lowest aggregate score in an elimination final at Lobie since 2010 as well. So, and the positive for Blackwood is they won the last quarter. So, and end on a positive note there, Pistols.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much to Jane J. Hill and also Indy, the 500-man Rogers, for their work on the stats this afternoon. And we might get our resident coach here, Michael Borden, just to talk to you how important match preparation is, because rolling up here today after yesterday, I think the preparation was a little bit not what we.
Well, why was that? I thought they were both pretty good today. But what are you telling me? They were
preparation for the match yesterday.
Right. What, out late after dark?
Well, in fact, he missed the game yesterday. So
I did actually provide the stats though. I provided the stats. I did
just
the time.
Covering yourself very badly there.
Good. Is there something we need to go into a bit more deeply here?
We're off air, and you have to come to the Dreammaker Tribunal. So don't go home straight away.
I didn't realise that wasn't the case. But that's okay.
The coach here might. But anyway, just joking. Some good work there. Thank you very much.
Rebounded well, boys.
Now, analysis here. Knew we got here for something, boards. Just where the game was won, where it was lost, and the better players.
I thought Onkas controlled the game for most of the day. I thought Blackwood's first quarter was pretty good into the wind. They couldn't put enough on the board in the second quarter though when they got hold of the wind. And Onkas are playing good finals footy. They're not wasting their handballs. Their handball is really attacking. They're moving it quickly. They're taking it out of the back of the stoppage with Johnny's hands being so sure on that. I mean, Shell just worked his ass off all day. Ran, took marks around the ground, got the taps. I thought Courier was outstanding with his work on the ground in the forward line. George Dent rebounding it off half back, off full back, and using his kicks really well. Tom Mayo, very dangerous all day. Whether he was forward, whether he was midfield, he's fast. He's got some good hands. He's dangerous around the goals. Adcock and Leonard, they're such a good combination. They're very dangerous forward. And young Will Cowling, he complements them as well. He's not a bad size. He competes well, and he's very dangerous around the goals. I think for Blackwood, they just whether they intended to or not, they played too wide on a ground like this. And it may have been because Onkas refused to give up control of the middle of the ground. Onkas controlled the middle of the ground the whole time. It meant Blackwood had to go around the outside. I still thought Blackwood's effort was good. I thought they had a real crack. Their tackling was good. and they certainly didn't give up. They came home. They had a crack in the last quarter. I thought young Oscar Hodge was outstanding from start to finish. He certainly put his head over the ball when he needed to, but he also provided some run on the outside. So he played a complete game today, as far as I'm concerned. I thought Dunn was excellent in the back lines. He's a tough unit. Dunn. He'll get his hands on the ball. He competes against guys who are quite a bit bigger than him. When the ball hits the ground, he's very dangerous and he releases it well. Benson tried hard on ball. I thought he really started to come into the game. In the second quarter at times. He did some good stuff in the third quarter. He kept having a crack. And I thought the two ruckmen, I thought Big Yarn and Big Sam were pretty good all day, whether they were forward or whether they were through the midfield. It was a really good contest in the ruck. I mean, Shell was excellent. He was everywhere. But yeah, Yarn and Sam were pretty good as well. So, definitely Blackwood definitely weren't disgraced. I thought they had a real crack. I thought they were beaten by a better team on the day, and I think Onkas can, they'll really be looking forward to next week because they're playing some good footy at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. That's for sure. So, and speaking of next week, once again, a big double header for you on the Call of the Wild next Saturday. We're off to Blackwood Oval for the second semi-final. Harndorf, of course, undefeated minor premier, taking on Ureda, who were very impressive yesterday. And then, of course, next Sunday, Cube Logistics Oval in Nairn, Michael, for the first semi-final. As you said, Onka Valley proceeding on to meet Lobethal, who will be keen to pick up the pieces of a pretty disappointing effort yesterday. But, well, we once again thank our valuable sponsors here in the Call of the Wild, HFL major sponsors, of course, the naming rights at Police Credit Union, West End, Sportspower, Sherrin, the Courier, Think Road Safety, media sponsors, Sports Interactive, Dartfish, Filming Footy, Call of the Wild sponsors, Chris Shaw Accounting, and Kloses Supermarket. So that just about wraps us up. Thank you very much for your input this afternoon. Been fantastic and as astute as always, Mike. And hopefully we'll see a bit more of you as the finals progress. If you can get away from the gardening and whatever.
We'll see how we go, Pistols, but really enjoyed it. Thank you for having me. Been a great day in here, and well done to both teams. I thought they had a real crack. I thought the umpiring was excellent. I know we have a dig at, I have a dig at the umpires from time to time, but I thought the umpires were excellent today. And, good day for footy. Well done to Lobethal for, turning out this oval so well after such a wet period of time in the last month. So, good day of footy in the HFL today, Pistols. Thanks for having me.
Good on you. Thank you very much there to Michael Borden filling in the special comments this afternoon. And just repeating the preliminary final score up there. Meadows, first semi-final score, my apologies. Meadows 8-5 have defeated Gumaraka 4-9, so Meadows will now advance to play in the preliminary final next Saturday against Kangaroo, and the winner of that to play Kersbrook in the Country Division Grand Final in a couple of weeks' time. Also, we must thank Matt the roadie, who was out here once again at Sparrows. Big weekend for him. He was Callington yesterday, and then made the road trip up here to the Valley of Praise for today. So thank you very much to Matt. Thanks to all our sponsors. Thank you very much to our production crew. Of course, Dallas Rogers, who does the magic behind the desk, and also Flynn Rogers with his great work down the camera lens this afternoon. We much appreciate those. So, as I said, Jordan and Indy, been fantastic as always, and Michael Borden. So, that's it. Don't forget you can catch the latest on Hills Sport, including the Footy Hour this Wednesday night on the Huddle Reformed, 88.9 FM on Wednesday night. But we look forward to, once again, having you on board for the live stream Call of the Wild next weekend. I've said Saturday from Blackwood, second semi-final, and the first semi-final on Father's Day special next Sunday. So until we talk again, this is Pistol signing off on behalf of all the crew, and keep chasing those goals. Bye for now.
The Call of the Wild is an HFL media production in association with Lobethal Community Media. Listen to this match again at hillsfooty.com.